My name is Kismet. I'm the leader and founder of one of the longest running gaming guilds, Kismet Ring of Destiny. We've been together over 14 years. We've had over 800 members over that time. And I have an incredibly great fun time with my team. I'd love to hang out with them longer, but I would be contributing to their bad behavior and keeping them up way too late. But I have a lot of fun there. As you can see, we're doing some PvP. We're doing a lot of fun stuff there at our SWTOR stream. But right now, we are going to be doing, of course, some Fallout 4. Now, I've been working on the Mega Vault 45. Love that music. So good. So good. It just makes me want to play more and more and more. Now, I'm currently level 95. I'm on my third playthrough here in Fallout 4. I have played over almost 1,400 hours. That's right, 1,400 hours. I played 500 hours in normal mode all the way to level 91. I then played another 440 hours in the old survival mode, and then, of course, all the rest of that time, I threw away 940 hours and started all over again for the third time here in the new survival mode. And now we're currently looking at my bed. But if we look up here, we're inside a massive, massive vault. Now, it's kind of foggy right now, so we need to kind of unfog the area. So we're going to go ahead and put down a little crafting station to try to start off the stream right. Now I'm going to also throw out some hellos here in the chat. Hello, penguins hanging out. We got Lermer Cat. Thank you for hanging out. Hopefully I didn't butcher your name too much. Undead Red said, what? Kismet's in Tennessee. That's right. I'm actually born and raised. By the way, my wife brought me some amazing grapes. These are so good. So I'm having grapes tonight. I've got my water, of course. I'm trying to stay healthy. And, of course, I got a whole tub full of strawberries hiding in there. Good stuff. Good. Oh, you can't see it because the thing's blue on the top. There's some strawberries hiding in there. So the wife was nice enough to do all those. Try to eat just fruit instead of eating chocolate and candy and all of those things. Though I don't give that stuff up. I have it very rarely now because I've lost 35 pounds. That's right, 35 pounds by substituting food for good food, right? So instead of eating the chocolate, I eat the chocolate, and then I substitute it for strawberries and for grapes. It does help me keep my weight down. Helps me sleep better and also be not as dizzy because I also have sleep apnea and also a terrible vertigo. But I did meet a beautiful girl in California. I married her, of course. We've been together for 25 years. She's from Tennessee. And I thought, where do I want to raise my kids? Do I want to raise them where I grew up, trying not to get stabbed or shot all the time, always in a fight, always like knocking people out or getting knocked out? I have been knocked out several times. I have been beaten big time. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. That's the way it goes in a fight. But one of the things I did was I said, no, we're going to move to Tennessee. We're going to raise our kids here. Some of the best schools in the United States, by the way. Also, no state tax. So if you don't like to be taxed by the state, great place to live. Also, by the way, when I lived in California, to register my car with the DMV is $425. Would you like to know how much it is to register in Tennessee? You guys want to know? 20 bucks. That's right, 20 bucks to register your car, or $425 in California. How about that for crazy? Is that crazy or what? That's a huge difference. Huge difference. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put down. Let's get started here. We're going to finish up the Mega Vault here. I'm going to show you the front of it here in just a second. But let me go ahead and first just go here to the chemistry station, which I think I have backwards here. We're going to make some more grenades, or not grenades. We're going to make some more fireworks. Right there. There's our fireworks. And I like to make these clear fireworks. Eventually, I want to have my production thing here make the fireworks for me. But I'll just go ahead and make them manually for right now. And then we're going to go ahead and put a firework in here. See, it's kind of foggy right now. We'll go ahead and put this firework in here. And this is part of the Contraptions DLC, by the way. Incredibly great DLC in this game. Totally worth the season pass or buying them individually if you like making settlements, if you like making robots, which is totally fun, and getting all the extra content, hands down, the best DLC I've ever got. Now, keep going past it here. It's under Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Let's go down here and get it. Let's get it. Now, I have some amazing people that hang out in the stream. Feel free to say hello. Feel free to ask me any question you like. You just say, hey, Kismet. And I will respond to you, no problem. We got Kitty Man for life hanging out in there. And, of course, my wonderful Lord Winter backing up those members, helping them out today. Thank you, Lord Winter. Appreciate you, man. Penguins hanging out. Bethesda 1213 hanging out as well. Also, awesome to see you. All right, so we're going to put one of these fireworks or weather change shell clear into here. And then we're going to, it's already turned on. There we go, Yahtzee! And guess what? It's... Yes, it's such a beautiful morning here in Vault 45. Let's go outside and take a look, and we'll take a little quick tour. Get our vault door. Here we are in Kismet's Mega Vault 45. All right, great song, great song. So here we are in my Vault 45. You can see it's just built here at Spectacle Island. My goal for this vault is the fact that I can land here on the vertibird, which is going to land right out here. I can turn right around, go into the vault, and of course be nice and secure in there by closing it out, like so. And then come up here in the vault. Now, of course, I'll have some security down here. Watching that, I'll eventually kind of build out this top level up here. But really the goal is to be able to use the Mega Sorter. Now, if you've not been watching my stream before, you're probably going, Kismet, what is this Mega Sorter thing I keep hearing about? Well, what it does is it takes all of the items out of the workbench and it runs it through all of these sorters. Now, some of them are going to be power armor, some of them are going to be companion armor, or combat armor in this case, or helmets or whatnot. Robo armor, which eventually I'm just going to use just for fun. And then this will be all the armor that's for sale, stuff that I'm not going to use. I'm just going to sell to the vendors, which are conveniently right behind me, by the way. Notice the new vendors that they came out with. Pretty cool. If you haven't tried those yet, definitely try them. Much nicer. And then, of course, the ammo that I'm going to sell, and, of course, my general loot. And, of course, my 308 ammo, various other things that I usually save whenever I'm sorting the workbench. So I can go ahead and turn around here. I've got all my dudes hanging out there. Now, what I've got here is a bunch of switches. And these switches do different things. Right now, you can hear it working, but you can't see it working, because the conveyor belts are not showing us that it's actually working. So we're going to go ahead and turn it off. There we go. It still sounds like it's on. Why does it still sound like it's on? That's not good. Red, red, red. Let's go ahead and check the other side. Now, way over here on the other side, this is Spectacle Island, by the way. Way over here on the side, you might recognize this thing. Right here at Spectacle Island, this is where the workbench is. Now, what I'm going to do is have it pull it out of the workbench right here through this vacuum hopper. It's going to drop down onto this right here. By the way, Kidney Killer, brilliant idea who thought of how to separate those. Awesome idea on that. And then it's going to run its way along the assembly line here. Now, in theory, it should be completely off because I have it all off. I don't know why it sounds like it's on. That is a good question. Why is it on? Where is it connected? Where it's actually on. It's connected somewhere. That goes through there. That goes through there. Those are all red. Huh. Ah. Glitched. All right. Let's see if we can fix that glitch. Nope. Still says it's running. So it shouldn't say it's running right now. It should be completely off. Now let's see if it's actually, let's see if it's just a noise glitch or if it's an actual item glitch. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into junk here. Oh, I don't have anything on me. Let's go ahead and grab something out of the workbench. Because sometimes what happens is it acts like it's either working or not working. You're not sure whether it's working. The best way to know is simply to grab something out of here, like a mod, and then drop it down right here. And we're going to go ahead and just drop it onto the conveyor. See, it's not working. Solona18, thanks so much for dropping the Dragon Hammer, crushing the follow button, and becoming part of the Kismet team. Welcome, welcome. We're going to be finishing Vault 45. That's what's up, Bethesda 1213. Thanks for hanging out. We got Chewy Baka killing it in there, my awesome mod. Kismet, I want to remind you about modding your Gatling gun. Oh, thanks for the reminder. We will get to, actually, we're going to go ahead and get that going here in just a second. Dave. When did you start your very first stream on Twitch? I actually started on Justin TV way long time ago. I did actually write that down. I get that question all the time. Let's see. Where did I first do streaming? Let's see. Justin TV back in 2011. Now, it wasn't my goal in 2011 to be a streamer. That wasn't my goal. My goals all center around my members, and you'll see that quite often when I'm hanging around with them. My goal was to get on Justin TV. It allowed me to show my screen and show skill rotations, how I use my utilities, where I stand when we're doing raids, all that stuff. An incredibly great tool for helping each other in the guild. So that's really why I started it. Did that for a long time. I had another account called Lord Kismet. And I did that for a long time, doing that, just streaming for my members and helping them out. But what happened is when it switched over to Twitch, I missed the point in which I could move my account over. So I couldn't move my account over, so too bad, too sad. There's nothing we can do, right? Which is what they basically told me when I sent them, hey, I want to change my account over. They said, too bad, you missed out. So I said, okay, well, I'll start a new account, which, of course, has my name and is also the guild name, Kismet Ring of Destiny. So that's where my actual account name comes from, though now I'd love to change it to Kismet BP if I could, but I still can't do that either because they don't let you do that either. But hey, there you go. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. We will see. But yes, that's why I did streaming originally. Now, of course, I've been a graphic designer for 25 years. That's all I ever wanted to do. But now my passion is to be a full-time streamer. Full-time streamer, hanging out, having a good time, bringing lots of fun and things to you guys as we're doing stuff. Now, again, it's still running. I can also stand on it, like so, to see if it's running. Still not running, nope. So it's just the sound is acting like it's running. Now, if it's really running, we're going to know, because when we stand on there, it's actually going to move, even though we might not see it move. Now, this is connected to this, which is kind of a shortcut we're using right now. And we're going to turn that on. We're going to jump on it and see if we go. Nope. No moss. No moss thing, because that just goes to that. Now, let's go ahead and try this other one. Now we'll stand on there. Nope. Because I think we removed the bypass, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Remove the bypass over there. Okay, so good. That's what I want right there, by the way. I want to make sure that it's working, that it is actually tying itself together. Now I'm going to go ahead and reconnect over here. Now everything should be working now, so when I jump up there, I should move. There we go. So it is working. But sometimes what happens is these act like they're not working anymore, as you can see. So that's how you can test to see if it's working. Especially if you hear sounds like it's working, but then you're like, wait a minute, I turned off the switch. Why is it not working? You know, hey, every game has little glitches like that. Every game has glitches. Welcome back. Thank you, Final Nightmare. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Boom. Oops. Oopsie. Miles O'Toole said, hey, Kismet, you should be president of the Wasteland. Oh, thanks, Miles O'Toole. I appreciate that. See, I do right by my settlers, though. I do right by them. I didn't know that fireworks would do that. Yeah, isn't that cool how it does that? And look, I've got some more nighttime fog here going on. I'm going to go ahead and just sleep here to get rid of some of my conditions, as well as to kind of talk to the chat for a second. Hello, Premium Gamer. Did you check the lower level? I did not, but I could see that it wasn't working because when I got on the conveyor, it wasn't moving. Hi, Kismet. Why my notification must be active because I didn't get notified. Oh, sorry to hear that, Assassin. That's on them, not on me. I don't know what's up with that. Let me get in here. Check my Wise bot as well. Why I'm at it. Thanks for the heads up, everybody. Let's see. Try my uptime. There we go. Uptime's working again. Sometimes I have to give it a little, gotta give it a little nudge. Now, thanks for everybody hanging out on the stream. And just because you guys are awesome, just because you're hanging out at the top of the stream, you know what? I'm going to give you guys all some bonus Kiz Caps right now. Boom, there you go. There's some extra Kiz Caps for everybody. Enjoy. Kismet, I'm staying in SWTOR and Discord tonight, along with being here in the stream. Some super mega helping. Ah, there you go, Lord Winter. Now, again, if you guys would like to join my team, all my team information is down below the stream. You can just jump on Discord, talk to Lord Winter there. He'll hook you up, get you going. Make sure to follow our 3 virtues, though. Honor, loyalty, and respect. Make sure to participate with members. If you're a solo player, you probably won't have much fun in our guild. Just saying. Just saying. Much more fun to have fun as a team. Okay, so we want to, let's see, where we left off, we were working on the ceiling. That's where we were last time. So let's run over here and finish up our ceiling here. We're trying to enclose our vault. And once we get that done, we're going to be rocking it. Hammer the best! Thank you so much for dropping the Dragon Hammer. Crushing the follow button and becoming part of the Kismet team. Welcome, welcome. Now, if you are new to my stream, my name is Kismet. You can put Kiz or Kismet in the chat. It'll highlight in red, even attach itself to the top of my chat so I don't miss your comment or question. If I do miss it for whatever reason, and sometimes I do get about 200 people in here, and if it's going super fast, just go ahead and throw it in there again. I will definitely try to respond to you. I'm very active in my chat. All right, so now we're basically on day 4 here of the Mega Vault build. We need to go in. Hey, Top Atlas! We need to go in and add, of course, the ceiling. So we're going to use the vault-tec workshop vault right here. And we're going to work with our atrium, which is what this kind of kit is. And we're going to fill in some more of our ceiling here. Oh, there we go. Now, if you'd like to know more about those Kiz caps, you can find them down below the stream. Basically, they're my loyalty system here on here. As you hang out in the stream, you earn various points, or I give out bonus points from time to time for those who like to hang out in my different streams. By the way, if you hang out in my bonus streams, you get even more points because I do divvy out more at the top of those. I do appreciate everybody who watches all the different types of games I play, who hang out in the stream quite often. I do appreciate you all. But if you want to know what they do, basically you can request a song, unless it's Tuesday. Tuesday is free DJ night, but tonight we're just going to have some fun. I'm going to be playing some music, whatever's left over from yesterday, as well as might be playing some of my own to get me inspired to do some vault building. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Now, we were pretty close yesterday to 4,300 followers, and I think we rocked that big time. Yes, 4,330, so we're closing in on that 4,400. When we hit that 5,000, holy mackerel, we're going to have a big party up in here. We're going to have a big party up in here. Going to be fun. So yes, Bethesda 1213 just asked that question. Now, that is why they call me Kismet, by the way. If you're wondering where I got the nickname, Kismet means destiny or fate, which I happen to be sometimes a minute or two ahead of the conversation in chat, and I answer questions before I even get, just, I don't know, by instinct, before I even know that there's a question about it. So there you go. All that KizCap information is below. You can request songs. You can be part of our contests. And also part of our giveaways when we do those from time to time. So right now, we're going to go ahead again, finish out the ceiling. Now, when I get to the other side, I'm not going to do the ceiling all the way down. And I'm a little afraid here that I'm going to run out of size, which is totally possible. But my goal here is just to make a giant area like so. A giant vault that encloses my giant mega sorter and my mega production area. That's what all this is all about. This produces items. Like, it'll produce heavy weapons. It'll produce different builders there. Way down there is food and also ammo. It'll produce all of that stuff. Now, Spectacle Island is one of the largest places you can build in the game. Now, I get the question also all the time, Kismet, do you use third-party mods? Do you use cheats or shortcuts? I absolutely do not. I've played over 1,400 hours almost, and I have never used any mods. Not that I have anything against mods. I usually do those kind of like a extra DLC at the very end of the game. So once I've done all the DLC that Bethesda is going to give us, I will then go in and try every single mod in there, because I think modding is awesome. Big shout out to modders. They do a lot of awesome stuff for free for all of us game players. So big shout out to them. All right, but that's just the way I play. Of course, it's your game. You can do whatever you want. Let's see if we're going to make it here. I think we might just make it. Looking good so far. Looking good. Get up there. Looking good. Might be have enough to actually even put some beds down too. We'll see. Some beds and some food. Now, of course, I'd love to make this incredibly huge and embellished and do all this crazy stuff. But maybe when I mod it out later on, we'll make it even bigger and badder. But I like to work within the limitations of the vanilla version to see what I can do without adding that other stuff. This is super fun. Super fun. Come on, we got this. We got this. Again, we're at Spectacle Island here, building my Mega Vault 45, which you can already see is absolutely huge. It's humongous up in here. Almost done over to there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and finish this off sideways. Oh, we're so close. I think we might run out. Might run out. I might want to bring it down. See, that's why I wanted to lower some of this to have that other stuff. Now, what I'm going to probably do is just make a little bunkhouse. A bunkhouse at the end here and just enough food for them. If I have enough to do that, we will see. We will see. Let's go ahead and put the... Oh, not that one. We want this one. Let's go ahead and put the rest of this in here on the side. Welcome, Blue Cheetah. Welcome to the stream. Everybody say hello to Blue Cheetah in the chat. Welcome him to the stream. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Welcome. Canadian Strategist hanging out. Hey, everyone. Been lurking a little today, but where the heck are you going with all those resources? I've never seen you getting resources on stream. Oh, I get them on the stream all the time, buddy. I get them on the stream all the time. I do what I call super looting, where I go in and I loot every last little thing of everything. So that's where I get my resources. I also buy them in Diamond City. I also buy them from my vendors. And I don't just buy a little bit of resources. I buy everything the vendors got, because what I do is I produce a lot of purified water at my various locations. And then I sell that purified water, use it as my currency. Oh, we're so close. I don't think we're going to make it, though. That looks a little too close. We're going to try. We are going to try to make it. Oh, ha, 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 there it is. So close. So close. But no cigar. No cigar on that one. So yes, that is the limitation of my build here at Spectacle Island. But we'll have to try to find a way to reduce it down. So we're going to go ahead and take some of these away. Right here. And instead of doing them way up there, we're going to have to reduce this down a little bit. Of course, we can't reduce it down there, but we will reduce it here at the end. So now, to work within the limitations, you have to decide what's more important. What is more important, having a high ceiling or having food and water and beds for your people, right? So to get this to work, I'm going to go ahead and just try to finish out this in part here. Grab that one. Put it right here. Because I've got to be a little bit elevated over the top of this thing here. Go on, snap up in there. There we go. I need to be elevated over this vault-tec super reactor, but actually I don't need to be elevated here in that corner. Pull that down. Like so. And so we'll just try to elevate that. Right there. Actually, that one needs to be... That one needs to be this one. Get that corner. And then we'll just go ahead and bring the ceiling down. And we'll have to reduce that. Reduce this to a smaller area. Okay, so we're going to tear this part down. So that we've got that elevated there. We've got the whole rest of it elevated, but we got to work within the parameters we can do. Come on. There we go. Now I'm storing these back in the workbench. I'm not destroying them. I'm just going to store them back in the workbench and try to reduce it here by as many pieces as I can. I'm going to try to get it right here to the edge of my sorter here, so that when I'm over here at my sorter, I don't have to be way up there. So what I need to do now is I need to think about how I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and try to square this off, right? Like so. So I can then just kind of finish that off there. Same thing over here. I'm going to go ahead and use a square one over here. Finish that one off. And then I can simply use these little walls this way. Top Alice says, on vacation in northern Michigan. Awesome. Awesome. 50K views. That's right, Premium Gamer. And thanks for hanging out. Luchetta hanging out. Hawking Crowbra, what's up, buddy? Pizza Tame says, Kismet, I captured Spectral Island, made a build like the one in your YouTube videos. Awesome, Pizza Tame. Make sure to send me something on Twitter if you can, or on Facebook. That would be awesome. I'll have to show it on stream here. Now, I actually didn't have enough time to prep some of your photos today. I had to watch the kids and take care of the kids today, but I will try to do it on next stream. Okay, so we brought that down there, and now what we're going to do is go ahead and see if we can sneak some of these ceilings in there, like so. Ooh, maybe over here. Maybe over there. Now notice how it's not working there. It's not linking in there. It's not linking to those. So the way around that is to use something to get it started. Now we're going to need to go like this. And then we need to use one of these kind of rounded this way ones, right? Try to snap that in there. See, it doesn't quite work, right? So you've got to put a floor in. Just a floor. Put a floor in. Then you go ahead and use the one that's going up. The rounded one up. Like so. Well, I can even use a window one if I really wanted to, but I've got plenty of these. And it's going to kind of snap weird. Notice how it's snapping backwards. That's not what you want, right? You want to snap this way, and you're like, I can't get it to work. I can't get it to work. It's driving me crazy. Just let it snap like that. Then build another one right behind it, and it will snap the other way. Let me show you. Boom. Now it'll snap the other way. So now you've got it lined up. Make sure it's lined up. There we go. Now you got it lined up to this one. You're good. Now you can start your ceilings. So you kind of build, rebuild, take stuff away. That's what you want to do. Go ahead and put it right here. And now you can start that ceiling. Work your way backwards. Take this one back out. Take that one back out. And then put this one back in there. Find it here. There we go. Now notice how sometimes it's a little weird when it's snapping. I find moving around, moving your cursor up and down, rotating it around, we'll get that to lock in. There we go. Now we've got the lower ceiling going on. Got that locked down. And let's see if we can make it now with the lower ceiling. I might have to make a lot of this the lower ceiling, which is what I was originally going to do. But we thought we would give it a shot with the higher ceiling. But let's see how far we can get with this. Or I might have to move the front of my building forward. That's something you might have to do when you're building stuff. That's just the way it goes. Just the way it goes. Oh, so close. So close. Getting a little bit further because we're making more of these. I have a feeling it's going to tell me any second. Yep, there we go. We made it a little bit further, but not quite all the way. It's quite the bummer. Quite the bummer. So we will have to reduce some of this some more. Such is the way it goes. All right, well, no reason to stand around worrying about it. Let's just take it down. Like so. And keep building. Building out the vault here. Now, of course, again, I would love to have a giant atrium and whatnot, but I think it's more useful on that side of the vault to have a high ceiling than on this side. So I'm really just going to run in here, grab this stuff, and run out. It's really just my sorting and production area. Now, what I could also try is to do an atrium up in here on this side and see if we can do that as well. Now, of course, if I don't use any of this, I'm going to be wasting these resources, but that's okay. I'll come back and scrap all that later. I'll come back and scrap that all later. Now, let's see what happens if we try to just build an atrium here. Now, atrium means the really tall one, like this. Now, notice also that that one also has these kind of areas to run along. So we can try to put it here in the ground. We can try to put it up there with that one, but that one actually is kind of already done. So what we want to do is try to get this to snap in there. It's going to snap this way, actually. It's going to snap that way. Come on, there we go. So you can see it acts as this giant atrium, which gives us this thing. Of course, this is only one piece. So in theory, if we use this one, we're able to do the tall ceilings without without having to need that many pieces, right? In theory. We'll see. We'll see. So we're going to try it just in this area here, see how much more we can build across there. Current Jazz Kiz, are you worried about the size of this area? You look like you're close. Yeah, I already mentioned that. Yeah, I've already maxed it out once, then we maxed it out again. So this is one of the largest areas to build, and all I really want to do now is just enclose the area. That's it. And then this part is pretty much done, other than I would like to have some beds and some defense, which would be nice. But really my goal for this particular one is just to make sure that I have my manufacturing over here, and that I also have my mega sorter down here. Now I can also change the mega sorter, by the way, and I can move the mega sorter down this way and run it along there if I want, or put the mega sorter in between all of this if we don't have enough space, which is totally possible to do down the road. But we're going to keep trying here. We're going to keep trying, see what we can do. See if we can do the atrium down there. Let's see. Yeah, maybe the atrium all the way down would have been better. Let's go take a look. Let's go take a look. Now what I did is I closed off the atrium down here just to see if it would work. Right here. There's actually a... Take this out. See, there's an actual atrium in there. Let's try that out. Let's just try to do a full-on atrium. So we tried it with just... oops. We tried it with... Oh, no, that was right. Took the atrium ceiling out. We tried it with just a kind of a second level amount of stuff. We're going to go ahead and just try to take this out and just see if we can run an atrium all the way down. Okay, we've got that going there. What we want is we want kind of a double level atrium here. Now to get that to go, well actually we want it to go this way. See, that's an end there, and this is not an end. All right, this is an actual piece that we can use to go all the way across, and it will keep it as a vault ceiling. So it uses less to do more of that vaultedness, right? Same thing over here. The atrium, and this is how I had this originally, by the way, with this kind of vaulted action going on. And that might be smarter in the long run to just try to match that up and take this middle part completely out, which means it's going to use less pieces all the way down there. Got our power up there running along on the thing. Take that down. Now, don't be afraid to improvise. Don't be afraid to change your whole entire thing around when you get so far. Now, of course, I'll come back and scrap all those if I need to. Tsunami, thank you so much for dropping the Dragon Hammer, crushing the follow button, and becoming part of the Kismet team. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for hanging out. I'm all late. No worry, Current Jazz. I stay up late to watch your stream. Gets me all sleep deprived, but I come back and watch for more. Haha, Current Jazz. Thanks for hanging out in the stream, buddy. Thanks for hanging out in the stream. See you later, Crazy. Oh. Again, if you do have a question or comment for me, or if you are new to my stream, my name is Kismet. I'm kind of shrinking down here. You can go ahead and put Kiz or Kismet in the chat. It'll highlight in chat. I'll be happy to respond to you here. I'll move myself up a little bit. There we go. Be happy to respond to you here in the chat. You can see that my light here behind me is acting all funky. There we go. Be happy to respond to you in the chat. Just make sure you put my name in there. It'll actually attach itself to the top. So that did not work out. That did not work out, but that's okay. Shadow XD, thanks so much for dropping the Dragon Hammer, crushing the follow button, and becoming part of the Kismet team. Welcome, welcome. So as you can see here, we're going to go ahead and go across all of this stuff and take it all back out again. But that's okay. We're going to build a giant atrium. That atrium should take up less pieces overall, and we should be able to make it all the way to the other side of the vault, having a vaulted ceiling. And we're going to try it. We're going to take all this out. There's a lot of steel that we used there. That's a lot of steel. But we'll do what we can do. Oh. Now again, I didn't think this one through. I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to try it to see if we just make a regular ceiling all the way over there. And if it gets to a point where I don't like it or it's not working, then I need to change the plan, right? Change the plan. Don't be afraid to go out, experiment, make mistakes. Say, oh, wait, no, I want it more like this. That is going to be super helpful because you're going to learn a lot of stuff along the way. Learn a lot of stuff. All right, so we're just going to run this all the way down. Now, the way I'm doing this here is I'm just backtracking. I'm hitting S to backtrack. And we're going to run down there. We might run out of ceiling tiles, too. We're going to see if we can get all the way down here. Oh, yeah. Ah! Yeah, like that. Nice. That is nice. Yes, giant vaulted ceilings there, as you can see. Now, I'm going to leave this kind of side area here. And I'm just going to run those vaulteds across the side here. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this line of stuff. I'm just storing it in the workbench right now. By the way, I'm not scrapping it. If I do want to get rid of that later, I'll come back and scrap all that later. Oh. Oh. Now, if you haven't noticed, by the way, they have added more shipments to Diamond City. And I think in other places as well. That you can get a lot more rubber, you can get a lot more wood and whatnot. So that if you're having trouble with your resources, you can go in and you can get more resources that way. Great way to get more resources if you're making a lot of purified water like me, is just go to Diamond City and get tons and tons of it. Tons of it. Boom. Alright. So there we go. Now let's go ahead and run this down the side here and see how we do. See if we can go further than we went before. Now we're testing the limits of what the vault-tec considers to be each piece, and whether doing these right here, the atrium ceilings, take less resources and less amount of your settlement building than if you do individual pieces. That's what we're kind of doing. Oh, wow. We're at the end of that already? Wow. Okay, and as you can see, we're building a giant vaulted ceiling here to run along here. Instead of just flattening it out, we're using this kind of single pieces all the way down, kind of this middle atrium area. We're just kind of building one gigantic vault area. So again, might run out of resources. Maybe I'll scrap some of this stuff as well. We will see. Oh, save us a trip. Save us a trip maybe to Diamond City. 'Cause I'm eventually going to scrap some of this stuff anyway. Fell down in there. Now when you're looking up, you'll find you fall down a lot. Down stuff. Off of cliffs. Off of the side of your settlement. I do it all the time. Oh, I think we'll make it. Pretty close. 13. We may just make it. So again, I spend a lot of time collecting. I go to Diamond City and I get a lot of stuff from there. I go around every single place I go into. You will find that I do what I call super looting, which is basically go in and grab every item out of there. Because what I did all this time, where I was in there super looting everything, has now paid off, because now I have all of those resources now to do all of this, which is pretty awesome. Actually, I'm going to start scrapping some of these. That uses steel anyway. It's not even worth scrapping, because I'm only going to get steel back. I'm not going to get the rubber back. Look at this ginormous vault. Wow. That is awesome. Awesome. We're still going to have to go buy some more rubber. I don't know. It's going to be close. Going to be close, I think. We still got to put in the ones on the side. And we still got to get all the way to the end here and close this up and try to put beds in here. Try to put beds and food. I don't know. I think we might make it. Maybe. Maybe. But right now we need to take a break. We need to go over here and talk to our clinic person.
I can patch you up if you need it. For a small...
And hey, D&D, thanks for hanging out on the stream. As always, awesome.
Yeah. See what's...
Tell me you sent...
Okay. So we got that going on. I'm going to go ahead and turn on some music here while we're going to take a little journey. Let's do it. Cure health.
I'm pretty beat up.
Uh-huh. And that's that. Anything else bothering you?
Nope.
No, we're done.
Take...
Okay, now before I sleep, what I do is I talk to that guy. Then I go over here and I sleep. And what usually happens is that I get a condition on me. I go right back and have to talk to him again. But not today, luckily. Let's go ahead and go to the water fountain. Get our conditions back. Killer, what's up? Thanks for dropping the dragon hammer, crushing the follow button, and becoming part of the Kismet team. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for hanging out on the stream, buddy. Show them lots of love in the chat, everybody. All right, got that going on. And go in here. Get myself something to eat here. What do I got? Got 964 purified water. Let's take that with us. Don't have much food in here. We got to get our food going on. Let's eat some moldy food. Wouldn't that be tasty? And carrots. Yeah, not much left in here. Well, let's eat the rest of the mute fruit. Boom. Now, right now, I'm going to eat this mute fruit, and you're going to be like, Kismet, oh my gosh, you're going to run out of mute fruit. How are you going to put mute fruit down for your people here? Well, because of the workshop, and because all the workshops are connected together, I can go in and I can plant a ton of mute fruit. In fact, watch how much mute fruit I got. 436, and I sold a bunch of it already. So there's a ton of it all over the place. Now, eventually I'll have even more. I have thousands and thousands of it, but I usually try to sell it off when I can. Let's get in my power armor. And let's go to Diamond City, and I'll show you where I buy those resources. How much damage does your Overseer's Guardian do? Says Pizza Tame. I'll try to find that for you here. Let me actually go in and throw down this grenade first. Oh, we need to go and get some more grenades before I forget. Before I forget and fly all the way to Diamond City and then don't have any grenades to get back. So we're going to walk outside of Vault 45 here. You know, the funny thing, I could have just jetpack over the top. But it's much more fun to open the vault door. And turn right around and close it back. Whoa! I pressed it too fast and then went jumped all over the place. All right, Kismet's Mega Vault 45. There we go. There we go. Call in a vertebrate. Don't forget to add to Pridwin. Ah, look at that. Chewie's got my back. Yeah, I haven't modded that thing yet. I will mod that gun later. Remind me later. I just got back stream. Did Kiz mod the new gun yet? Nope, Fredder. We're going to do that later on. We're trying to finish up the ceiling. So how much does my Overseer's Guardian do? Now, I actually have that on Twitter. You can actually check out the exact build of my Overseer's Guardian to do those sweet deeps. I'm going to go ahead and put that link for you in the chat, and you can check out how I have it modded and how much damage it does and all that stuff right there in the chat. Boom, there you go. All right, let's get on the vertibird and off to the Pridwin we go. Right here.
Instruments read all clear. We're green for takeoff.
Yeah, usually mine does about 180 to 200 per shot. 180 to 200. All right, let's shoot some stuff. Not gonna have much to shoot on the way, but as we fly around, we'll get that going on. Kiz is an imposter, the amazing Vault Boy says. I'm a synth. I'm a synth. What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up? Too lazy, Karen Jazz. Kids, wait till you fire minigun with explosive legendary perk. So OP, I know. It is very OP. I think that's the only time the minigun's actually useful. I really despise the minigun. I think a minigun should just tear apart stuff, even at a base level. But I think the minigun is majorly underpowered, and it misses a lot. It uses a lot of ammo. I like the Gatling laser better. Gatling laser incredibly useful and incredibly deadly. This one right here. Pow! What's up, everybody?
In my experience, hot shots and big mouths end up with closed casket funeral.
Oh. Yeah, the only pipe rifle I've ever used in the game as an actual weapon through the game was in my last playthrough, my last survival playthrough, the old survival mode. Was I got it very early on. I got this legendary explosive pipe rifle, and it was awesome, man. You could just boom, 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 and shoot them with that. Before I got the Overseer's Guardian in that playthrough, super useful, super useful. But the only time I've ever used an actual pipe rifle as a legit main weapon. Super useful though, especially on those little mire lurks that try to attack ya. AoE the heck out of them suckers. Harder.
Let me see what you have.
All of my weapons are mission ready.
In the workshop, there's a mat that you can place changes in the fat shop right now in survival. Do you think that would change to vertibird lands? Oh, great question, Chewy. I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to change it and see. Buckman says it does. Oh, I'm going to have to try that. Oh, too bad you can't make a helicopter thing that goes on top of your vault, and then you land on the top of your vault and you go in the elevator and it takes you down into your vault. That'd be cool. That'd be super cool. Why don't we have that? What's up with that? So we're going to weapons here. We scroll all the way to the bottom. We try not to forget our vertibird signal grenades. AJ Money, thank you so much for dropping the Dragon Ember, crushing the follow button, and becoming part of the Kismet team. I think that's what it is. Yep, AJ Money. Thanks for hanging out in the stream. Show them some love in the chat, everybody. Now, also what I'm going to do is buy the Gatling laser. Now, the reason why I always buy the Gatling laser, at least as often as I can, is to give those to my settlers eventually. All of my settlers should eventually end up with the Gatling laser. Now, to offset the cost of that, the 6,082, I'm going to go ahead and use some of my purified water and get a whole bunch of that, even a little bit of his caps too. And we out of here. We out of here. I'm actually going to take the fast way out of here.
Lancer Captain Kells is one of the finest officers
going up this way. Now, instead of going down the middle, which you have to go through 2 zones to get out, and I'm running down the same way I'd have to run anyway.
Watch your step on the flight deck.
Is I run up here and I run out just one time, just out this top kind of entrance here, because I'm in my power armor. I don't have to worry about it, and I'll show you why here in a second. Just kind of head out into here. Good night, Top Atlas. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. You could do that if it lands on the mat, maybe. I think you should definitely try it. I'm going to try it. I want to get back, Chewy, for sure. All right, I'm going to jump off of here. Whoa, boom. See, in power armor, you don't take any fall damage. I'm just going to fall down here, throw my grenade out, and we out of here on to Diamond City. Get my Overseer's Guardian out. Looking good. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Wait for our vertibird to show up. Here it comes. Oh, what a cool shot is that, right? That's cool. So many awesome point of views in this game. Very, very cool. Oh, they clip your building? Yeah, I would think so, Buckmans. We'll give it a shot anyway. Mike Bra, hello. What's up, buddy? Thanks for hanging out in the stream. That's right, did that superhero landing. Nailed it. What you landing over there for, dude? I'm not over there. I'm over here. Well, that's fine. I'll run over here. I'll run over here where you landed your vertibird. Let's go. All right, we got to get some more resources. On to Diamond City. We're going to go right here to the Parkview Apartments and walk on.
All systems go. We're clear for takeoff.
I know, huh? Super fun.
Your weapon is locked and loaded.
Another cool thing.
Good hunting.
Another cool thing I love about this game is jumping from building to building, right? Jetpacking from building to building and try to just like sky hopping across the buildings. That's super fun. Super fun. All right, now we're gonna try to blow up some cars on the way. Let's see if we can find some. I could totally just like, boom, take that dude out right there. Watch where you're flying, bro. That'd be cool to get in that tower right there. Get in that radio tower. All right, let's stay diligent. Watch for any cars. Heading out. Actually, I know the song we need to get going on here. Let's do this. Right here. Let's go. Love this song. Never gets old. So awesome.
Stand by for landing.
All right. That guy got smoked that time. We actually had a Gatling laser to take him out. Like I just show up and get free loot to sell at Diamond City. Let's go. Free loot. That guy got spanked. Kismet is now promoted to the Guardian of the Alpha Pridwin. There you go. Hi, Sporty Mikey. Thanks for hanging out. Kiz, how many subs do you have? I have 0 subs on Twitch. I'm not partnered. But on Gaming for Good, I have just a couple. Couple awesome peeps that are backing me up. But I hope to one day have a whole bunch of subs. Hope to get that partner. I'm working toward it every single day, streaming longer, streaming harder, bonus streams, doing lots of videos on my YouTube channel, working hard at it. Just keep working at it until I get it done. Gotta climb that mountain. See ya, Jazz Hands. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Going up. I feel like someone's about to do something awesome, like don't punch him. Thanks so much for dropping the Dragon Hammer, crushing the follow button, and becoming part of the Kismet team. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for hanging out. Oh. Going along.
Hey, you that trader up from Quincy? You sell any ointment?
What level am I in Fallout 4? Well, this is actually, I've played for 1,400 hours. This is actually my 3rd playthrough from scratch. My first playthrough, I got to level 91. My second playthrough, level 94. And I'm currently level 90-something, I think 95 now, in this playthrough. And I've restarted every single time. So if you add all those up, it's like 200 and something. But I never really worry about levels. What I worry about is getting the most enjoyment out of my game, getting the most enjoyment out of my money, right? That's what you're going to probably see the most in my stream. You're not going to see me fast run stuff. You're not going to see me take on challenges or stuff like that. You're going to see me have lots and lots of fun playing the game. because that's what we're supposed to be doing in games anyway, playing games. Now, some people's some people's view of fun, so hey, more power to them. But for me, I like to just enjoy playing. Now notice there, I just spent 8,000 bottle caps getting those shipments there. A lot of really nice shipments there. And I'm going to go ahead and offset it by just putting a whole bunch of purified water in there. Looking good. And I'm going to go ahead and then just, thank you very much. And then I'm going to go in here and then switch around. So these guys have more shipments now here at Diamond City. Both the girl and the robot do. Marcy and Percy, or whatever their names are. And now I'm going to go ahead and sleep here till morning time so I can talk to the morning vendor. And then get even more shipments from them, and then we'll just grab those shipments and head back. Now, if you notice, I use my purified water to buy a lot of stuff with that, so that I can afford it. We need to go a couple more, 6, 7, 8. We need to go a couple more hours there, so I can buy a whole bunch of stuff. Now, you're going to see that those shipments are very expensive now. If you buy out the whole entire thing, it's about 10,000 bottle caps plus. That you can spend just in that one vendor, which is great, by the way, which is great because probably a lot of you, like me, got up to the point where you're making 100,000 bottle caps every few days. You would rather have the resources than the bottle caps. I would much rather have the resources than the bottle caps at this point. So
Remember, I don't serve sense. Supplies are just for humans.
Well,
Let's see what you have.
A bit of...
all right, notice I get that 308 round every single time I can. And we're going to scroll down and get all those shipments. Boom, 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 boom. And, of course, another 10,000 worth right there. Now, what do I got to sell? Do I got a Molotov cocktail I can get rid of? The shotgun that I just picked up from that guy. Got some Long Johns, Raider armor. So I don't need to carry all that extra stuff around. I'm just going to end up selling it anyway. What else I got? Nothing else. Yeah, sell that Assaultron thingy. I've got a whole bunch of extra ammo I can get rid of. Right here. I don't need to carry all that around. I'm not going to use it. So that's offset it a little bit. But still, boom. I'm just going to use that cash up. I can always get that cash back later. Smithers! Thanks so much for dropping the dragon hammer, crushing the follow button, and becoming part of the Kismet team. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for hanging out in the stream. Boom. Kismet, I have got the hopper working. Yeah, go Final Nightmare. You got the hopper working. Gonna build that mega sorter at Spectacle Island, man. Oh, there's just something really awesome about watching it just sort all your stuff for you. We're gonna get back here to Spectacle Island, try to finish our vault. We had run out of room the way we were building it before, so we're gonna try it a different way, see if we can build it out, see if we can get enough beds and enough food. Probably won't have enough defense, but that's okay. They'll be sleeping inside the vault. They should be okay in there. Of course, I'm also going to give them some Gatling lasers and whatnot, and not even build a Kismet kill box. I'm going to do it without a Kismet kill box this time. So I feel like someone's going to do something awesome. Do you sense that? Do you sense it? Let's see what happens. Wait for it. There we go. HJH, thank you so much for dropping the dragon hammer, crushing the follow button, and becoming part of the Kismet team. Welcome, welcome. The Dynasty people are weirdos. Chewy bucket. I swear every time you sleep and come out of your house, they're gathered at your door. I know, huh? Why are they right outside my door? What are they doing there? What are they doing? Now, I don't have any companions with me right now. I could, of course, brought a companion and let them hold on to all my stuff. But my companion wandered off somewhere. So I'm just going without him now. Papa Lobes, thanks so much for dropping the dragon hammer, crushing the follow button, and becoming part of the Kismet team. Welcome, welcome. Let's show Papa some love in there, as well as HJH in there as well, in the chat. Now you'll find that I have a lot of awesome people who hang out in my stream all the time. So feel free to hang out, chat away, or not. Feel free to be a mysterious stranger. Feel free to lurk all you want. We're very lurker friendly in here. You can come in, you can open up a web browser. Maybe you're doing your homework. Maybe you're eating your dinner. Feel free to do that anytime. D&D, hitting that button again. Thank you, D&D. We probably accidentally unsubscribed or unfollowed, but thank you so much for dropping the dragon hammer, crushing the follow button for the second time, and becoming part of the Kismet team. Also my awesome member in SWOTOR. Alright, so I'm waiting for my vertibird to show up. We'll see what happens. See what happens. Here it comes. Daniel the Red, you guys are silly. Here we go. Deathclaw. Come on, punk. What you got? You ain't got nothing, Deathclaw. Come on over here. Oh, well, he got something. He's a legendary Deathclaw. I better start shooting him a lot. Time for the Gatling laser, baby. Let's do this. Take his leg out. Or he did take his leg out. Die, Deathclaw. I'm going to back up. He can't charge me. You can't charge me. Neener, neener, neener. You got a broken leg. Now you're going to die. So I'm going to shoot you in the head. Get him. Legendary Deathclaw taken out. Later, bro. I'll be right with you over there. I'm going to go get some legendary Deathclaw loot. Let's get it. Sorry about your croakiness, bro. I got a lead pipe. Awesome. If I was playing a melee build, that would be great. But I did get some Deathclaw meat, which I mean I can make some food. Right there, by the way, is a great place to just come in and out of there all the time. There's mobs that respawn. There's like a randomizing spot in the game. It's a great place to come out of there and start shooting. You see that's a legendary Deathclaw. I would start shooting a lot right away. Right away. Of course, the Overseer's Guardian and, of course, the Gatling laser. Annihilated that guy. And I got lucky there. We shot out his leg.
All weapon systems are go. Good shooting.
We shot out his leg so he couldn't come running up at us, which is incredibly deadly in this mode, by the way. Get them cars. Let's get them. Let's keep going with that song. Let's go ahead and get going. Heading back. Who's shooting at me? You want some of this, suckers? I got a lot of it. Got that guy. Got him. I already blew up all these cars. I need more cars to blow up. Sporty Mikey, thanks so much for dropping the Dragon Hammer, crushing the follow button, and becoming part of the Kismet team. Welcome, welcome. Hope you guys like all my cool 3D graphics I made here. All the graphics on my stream I have done because I am a graphic designer. I've been a graphic designer for 25 years. Going past the castle. Aw, no more cars to blow up. There's my castle build with a Kismet kill box hanging out there, ready to blast anybody who's dumb enough to attack. And now we're coming up on the Mega Vault. Let's watch it come into view. It's purely on purpose, says D&D. There it is. It's the Mega Vault. Vault 45 here at Spectacle Island. One of the largest places you can build in the game. And no, I don't have any third-party mods. No, I don't cheat or shortcut or glitch or do any of that stuff. Here we go. We are home. Now this is my main settlement here. As you can see, the vertibird has let me off right here. We're going to head into Vault 45. Let's open up that vault door. Keep going. And my audio gets a bit glitchy because it's a known problem with Twitch. Is it better now? Let me know in the chat. Let me... Oh. Hey. About that. Make up your mind. Get over there. Problem with you press it too fast. Whoa! Tried to crush me. Tried to crush me. A little glitchy if you press it too much. As you can see here, we're building a mega vault. We're trying to enclose it here. Trying to get it safe from the elements inside the vault. We're going to finish it up right now, hopefully. Let's see if we've got enough. Up. That fusion core out of there. We don't want nobody taking off with our stuff. Go here to the stove. We're going to hit T to drop all that in there. Let's go ahead and also drop our various weapons in there so we're not overburdened. And now let's see how many we can build. After a quick trip to Diamond City and also to the Pridwin, let's see what we got. Right here. Alright, now we make 100 more. I think that's going to be more than enough. Well, let's keep going, though we may run out of room. We will see. We will see how it goes. I'm feeling good about this, though. Feeling good. Feeling like we might make it. All the way to the end. Now we're building a giant, obviously a giant dome over the top of this because we tried it with just a flat ceiling and that did not work out because it takes it's too many pieces and it fills up how much stuff we can build here at Spectacle Island. So we're now trying it with atrium ceilings to see if it requires, that it actually uses less of your size space overall, which I believe it should, because this is one piece versus, 4 or 5 pieces, what we're using elsewhere. And you can see that my size is all the way to the end here, and we're still looking pretty great size-wise. And we're going to go ahead and try to get all the way to the end. See if we can get it finished up. I think one more here. One more on that side. That is one ginormous vault. That is one huge vault. And let's go ahead and try to put our end piece on. There we go. And then our other end piece this way. And we're good. We are good. Look at that. That is huge. That is ginormous. Now we got a radiation storm going here, but we can very easily fix that. Let's actually see what happens when we try to shoot it through the ceiling. Let's go over and let's use this, not the armor rack. There goes that armor rack stuff again. Yep, it's doing that armor rack stuff again. I've noticed that it does this really weird armor rack, that it gets glitched on one of these armor racks. I think it's on this one right now. So let's go ahead and see if we can move it. Yeah, see, we can't move anything. It gets weirdly glitched out. So, see, even if I try to go in the bed, it says use the armor rack. This one right here is a combat one. Gets a little glitched. Let's go back in our power armor. Let's go back in our power armor and see if that fixes it. It's confused. Always worried about size. There you go. Alright, is it still doing it? Let's see. Yep, still doing it. Why? Why must you act weird? Let's go to this bed. Sleep for 8 hours, or 1 hour. See if that solves it. There we go. It's nice and bright in the daytime as well. Let's see if we can run over here and use our stuff without it saying armor rack. No! Why must you do that? Legend of the Harbor. So it thinks the armor racks are over here. It's kind of like displaced or something. So let's go ahead and go into the workshop mode. Yeah, it thinks I'm way down there. Glitchy. Yep, can't select any of this stuff. Let's move way down here. Can't select that. We have totally glitched it out. Alright, how did we fix that last time? I'm trying to remember. I think we left and came back, right? Is that how we fixed it, or did we sleep? I can't remember how we fixed it. Let's see. Boom. Deadly Wolves hanging out. Thanks for hanging out, Deadly Wolves. Boom, boom, boom. Why don't you like the glitch so you have more room? Because basically it's not my style of play. I don't like cheating or shortcutting. And I'll tell you a quick little story. Way back in the day, in the Apple II days, I had this amazing game that I absolutely loved. It was an incredibly fun game. It's called Rescue Raiders. You were a little helicopter, and you flew along, and your little minions would come along there, and you would drop off some guys and parachutes, and you would try to attack. Of course, the other person on the other side, the computer, of course, on the other side was trying to go against you. And then I loved playing the game. I played it a lot. I played it all the time, and I beat it so many times. And then I said, you know what? Hey, I'm going to download this new thing, this Axis Game Cheater. Well, I went on this also new thing called AOL at the time. I downloaded the game cheater. I installed it. I gave myself unlimited ammo. I gave myself unlimited stuff. I said, all right, now I can just blow everything up. Super easy. So I got to blow things up. I played for about an hour or two. And then to my horror, I realized that I no longer wanted to play that game. That I had just robbed myself out of the enjoyment of that game. Because when you cheat and shortcut and you glitch and like that, you actually rob yourself of some of the enjoyment of the game. At least I think so. Of course, your game, you can do whatever you want. But that's what I had discovered, and that's why I never do that. I never cheat. I never shortcut. I never glitch like that. I feel you're just robbing yourself or stealing away some of the fun for yourself. But then again, your game. Play it however you want. I might move this up. I might move this whole corner up I have here too. I might do that. Well, these armor racks are in my way, so guess what, armor racks? You gonna get stored in the workbench, bro. Stored in the workbench. We'll see if that fixes it. Nope. Still there. There we go. So all the ones that were glitched out, I think that's how I fixed it last time too. I stored them in the workbench. Nope, still glitchy. Okay. Yeah, these things are glitchy. All right, we'll put them all on the workbench. They stop acting weird. Into the workbench you go. All right. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and offset these forward. I'm going to move my power armor out. This way I don't have to go as far out to the side. I can just run it down the side there. Reduce some of the stuff that I'm building. Now the goal of this is to enclose my production, enclose my mega sorter, and all my people inside here where they'll be protected against anything that attacks. And of course they all have Gatling lasers and whatnot eventually. And heavy armor would be great too. So the first thing I'm going to do is tell this guy to move over there. And while he's walking over there, I'm going to quickly grab the armor and move it up here. Try to center it as best I can. Like so. I'm going to tell this lady, go over there. So basically I hit E for a sign. I tell her to go over there. I then hit tab to get out of there. I grab weapons, snap it right to armor, clothing, right to armor there. The same thing here, go over there. Like so. And grab the bar real quick. Now here's a little trick, by the way. You can put the bar there. Grab this guy. Run him over there. While he's running over there, grab the clinic. Like so. Actually, I think I'm doing this backwards. And then grab the clinic, put it over here. There we go. Then this one I'm just going to put off over there. Try to switch everything around so that it snaps. And that it fills that gap perfectly is basically what I'm doing there. Fills the gap perfectly so they all kind of line up very nicely there in the front. And then I'm going to remove all the stuff here in the back. That'll allow me to eliminate this. Take all this stuff out. I'll probably have to redo these floors, which means all of these dudes gonna fall to their doom. Later, bros. Sorry, bro. Sorry, bro. Yeah, I should have fixed the floor first. Okay. Well, I'll get them out of there while I fix the floors. So what I'll do is I'll leave that one. And then I'll go ahead and fix all the floors. Grab that out of there. So what I'm going to do is grab these and move these forward. Like that. Store that in the workbench. Bring this forward. Snap it in there. And then, of course, these back. Like so. And I've kind of moved those forward. Then move this out so it's not blocking my ability to do that. And so on. You guys get the idea. You guys get the idea. Because I have to work within the parameters that I have. Who was that awesome person? Missed it. Missed it. Find out who that awesome person was who dropped the dragon hammer. Boom. Night, Deadly Wolves. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Good night. Thanks for hanging the stream. Howdy, Noah. Welcome back. Hope you're having a great birthday, buddy. Devon RS, Kiz, please tell me when you're going to fix the wiring. Absolutely, Dion. We're going to fix it all. What level are you? I'm level 90-something, 95. I don't really worry about levels past level 40. I've been to level 90 multiple times. You add it all up, it's like level 200 and something, 50 or 80 or something. I don't really worry about levels. I worry about the enjoyment I get out of the game. I could sit here and I could grind levels. I could be level 500 if I wanted to be after 1,400 hours of playing the game, right? But that is never my focus. Never my focus to say, look, boom, I have the highest thing. What is my YouTube? A great question. My YouTube, I'll go ahead and put it in the chat for you. And all my social media is right down here in the middle of my thing here. I'll actually get my red arrow out if you guys never seen my red arrow. And I'll point it out here because I go above and beyond in my stream. Check this out. You don't even need to look all the way around my stream. I'm going to show you right here. There it is right here. My social media for YouTube, Twitter, and for Facebook is Kismet B like Bravo, P like Papa, Kismet BP. Now I get the question all the time, hey Kismet, what does this BP mean? That BP actually stands for when I started my guild over 14 years ago in a game called Lineage. In Lineage, the name for guild was Blood Pledge. So you got in a Blood Pledge. That's what your guild was called back in the day. And that's where the BP comes from. So there you go. So inside knowledge about the guild. I hope you guys like my cool 3D arrows. There's my noggin. And my cool death counter I created. And of course, all my cool graphics and various awesome people right here who have donated to the stream. And all these awesome people have pressed that follow button. Thank you so much. Boom. Away goes the red arrow. Let's keep going. All right, we got that done. Let's go ahead and take this out. Let's move this up. Let's take this one out. Take that one out. Move this up. Like so. Put our stuff back in here. Like so. Now, you got to always think that your vault or your settlement, whatever you're building, is a work in progress. If it doesn't work one way, rearrange it, readjust it, move it around, do what you gotta do. Watch this guy fall. Later, bro. Oh, he didn't fall. Look, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. He did not fall to his doom. Get in there. There we go. I'm gonna take his thing and we're gonna put it right back over here. Snap it back in there. There we go. We'll get this bar. We'll snap that one back in there again. And there we go. We've now readjust that there. So it's all now in line. We don't have that offset anymore. And the same thing here. Now we're going to rearrange our power. I think I'm going to move the power. Kind of over. I don't want to move that too. Kind of like it there, but I want to fix the offset. Or I should just move it right into here. Yeah, let's move it up one. I notice I've got a vault-tec power reactor. It does 500 power. A whole lot of power right there. Take that out. Put this in. I love building, by the way. Probably the 80% of my playthrough, maybe as low as 70% of my playthrough each time. Most of that is building. Love building. These vaults are incredibly fun to build once you've kind of mastered how to make all the kits work together. If we have enough room, we'll try to do a little bit of that. I was hoping to make a nice living area for them, but I'm not going to probably have enough room for that. But such is the way it goes. Look at that. Ah, so awesome. So incredibly awesome. Let's go ahead and keep it going. Notice I've made it into one giant room. Of course, I could cut it off into separate rooms and really embellish it. My Vault 88 is very much like that, where it's kind of cut up into separate pieces for my people. This is not for my people. This is for me and my generation of stuff. This is my primary location here. Let's see. What can we do there? Yeah, let's just put a wall in there. Let's just put the wall in there. All right, now we're going to go ahead and go along here. Notice again that I have this sorter here. It is actually pulling stuff directly out of the workbench here and running along there. Now we're going to see if we make it. Put these along the side. See how it goes. See if it takes less resources doing it this way than the other way that we did it. We have plenty that we can do. 156. Plenty. I have a good feeling about it. What do you guys think on the stream? Guys think I'm going to make it? What do you guys think? Let me know. Oh, wait. I think what we should do is I think we should have a contest. Let's do it. Now, I have a new cool contest thing overlay. I think that's what we should do. We're going to have a contest whether you guys think that I have enough room left to put down the rest of the walls. Now, here's the bet. The rest of these walls there, finish that one at the end and then come all the way back on the other side. And if you guess right, you're going to win some Kiz Caps. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start that contest right now. And it's going to pop up here in the stream. Let me get that going. I think it's going to be super fun. We can test out our new contest overlay. Now, for all of you just hanging out in the stream, I'm going to give you some bonus Kiz Caps just for hanging out right now. Boom. Everybody in the stream just got some bonus, so you can play along too. So I go ahead and send that out. If you'd like to know how many that you have, Quan, thank you so much for, I think that's how it is, Quan. Yeah, thank you so much for dropping the Dragon Hammer, crushing the follow button, and becoming part of the Kismet team. Now we're going to have a little bit of fun here. You can use up your Kiz Caps that you've been collecting just by hanging out in the stream. And we're going to have a little bit of fun with a little bit of a contest here. I'm going to go ahead and set up a new contest. And this is going to be, will Kismet run out of space? All right. The options are yes. Oh wait, run out of space before finishing roof. There we go. Yeah, option yes, no. We'll go ahead and give you about 2 minutes. And let's see. Minimum bet is 1. The maximum is going to be 1,000. And we're going to go ahead and put it on the overlay. Allow me to test it out. We just got the ability to do that recently. I'm going to go ahead and start it right now. Now, the way you go ahead and bet is you do exclamation point bet. Then you choose whether you want to do bet A or B. You'll see it pop up in the chat. I'll show you exactly how to do it. Here we go. Boom. Right there. Boom. There we go. You can bet A for yes or B for no. Okay, so put exclamation point, bet A, and then space how much you want to bet. So say you want to bet 10, right? So you go exclamation bet 10, or exclamation bet A, yes, Kismet's going to run out of resources, and then put 10 caps, right? Put space and then 10. Okay, we'll just watch everybody else in the chat. They'll show you how to do it. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys another minute and 20 seconds. We're going to do this pretty quick. Do you think I'm going to run out, or do you not think I'm going to run out? Now, right now, we've got about 2,000 right here in the prize pool. There it is. It showed up. Awesome. Another minute and 10 seconds. Let me go ahead and make it nice and big here so you guys can see it. I love trying out new overlays and stuff. You can see I go above and beyond in my stream. Let's see. Yeah, let's make it nice and huge. Will Kismet run out of space before finishing the roof? Right now, we've got about a whole bunch of people betting on 5,299 and 1. And will I run out? Yes, it's very low. But hey, at least those people are taking the long shot. Because if I do run out, they're going to get all that 8,209 Kiz Caps that are being bet right now. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. You can see I'm very close to running out, though. Very close. That'd be funny if I ran out one before the end. And yes wins it. That would be funny. We will see. It's pretty cool overlay, huh? I really dig it. I think Reveler did a great job on that. Great job to them. Now, if you want to find out how many caps that you have, you just go exclamation point loot, and it will show you how much loot that you have in your loot bag, or how many Kiz Caps you have in your loot bag, so you'll know how many you got. All right, time's up. Time is up. So you might be able to sneak a few in. All right, let's do it. Come on, let's build in the rest of this thing. Let's see if I run out before I get to the end. Let's go. I love doing these contests. Super fun to do. Kind of add more interactivity to the stream. I think it's brilliant. Oh, getting close. Let's do it. Come on, baby. Use a corner right here. Corner. Where's my corner? There it is. Actually, I should just make that go straight. I should make that go straight. Let me go and pull this out. Make that go straight. Alright, gotta fix a little bit of the floor here so it matches up to the side. Get that going up. Let's see how it goes. All the way to the end. Oh, I went a little too far. A little too far. Just realized that. Went a little too far there. Huh. How did I go that far out? That's weird. Weirdness. There we go. That's better. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's get that corner in there. Right here. Corner back in there. Let's get our floors back here in this thing here. And we're going to grab that out of there. Put our floors back in down here. And we took out, or we didn't add yet. Okay. Oh, getting close. Close. I have a whole nother side to go, though. Whole nother side. Let's see. There we go. We got to fill these in. Like so. They got that whole other side, guys. Let's see. Up. Why is this all weirdly offset? That's all weirdly offset there. Well, I'm just going to run down the side here and see if we can do it down the side. See how far we can get. We might have to shrink that in a little bit. We'll see. Come on. There we go. Gonna be close. Gonna be a close one. I love it when this is close. Gotta fix that. Gotta fix that. So close. Take that one out. And got a corner. Corner. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh, it comes down to that. Let's see. Let's see. Are we going to make it? 3 more to go. It's got just a sliver. 1 more. Oh, it's going to make it, I think. It's going to make it. Come on. Come on. I believe in you. We did it. Did we do it? Let's make sure. We did it! Oh my gosh, I'm literally like one piece away. We did it! The yeses have it, but that was super, super close. So if you bet no, you were also very close. Took the long shot. Smart move. Smart move if you did that. So yes, it is definitely a no. I did not run out of resources before I got to the end. I even added extra resources that I had to build here to make it kind of finish out at the end. So that is a good one. So yes, that would be a no. I did not run out. Boom! There you go. The biggest winner was Sister Wolf, a Diddy Blove, and Derek won 1,049, 1.5 payout. And for just playing along, everybody, for just playing along, you know what? I'm going to give you all some bonus kids caps anyway. Anyway, for just playing around, everybody's going to get bonus. I'm going to give everybody an additional 50. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I appreciate it. I hope you had some fun. There you go, everybody. You got extra. You got some of them back. Enjoy. Now, one of the problems, of course, is I have no lights. I have no way of doing anything else inside the vault itself. It's very foggy in here for some reason. Why is it so foggy in the vault? I have no idea. But there you go. There you go. Now we're going to have to try to build some beds. And I think I'm going to run out of resources doing that. Let's see what we can do. How many beds can we make? All right, so let's do food first. Probably food would be better. All right, now let's do beds. Let's do... Yeah, I feel like beds is better. Let's do beds. You guys can sleep right here by this big power thing. I'm sure you won't have any ill effects from that. I'm sure you won't have any terrible radiation burns sleeping right next to the thing here. All right, there's 12 beds. That should be enough for now. Let's go ahead and see if we can do some quick food here on the other side. Of course, I'd love to build out, you know, them little apartments and stuff. I had that kind of ambition of building them little apartments at the end here and building my own space here, which I can't even do that. If I want to have the Mega Sorter and also the Mega Builder down there, I won't be able to do that. Now, what I might do, if I come back to this later on, I'm going to build some other vaults in other locations. But if I might come back, and what I'll do is just kind of tear down all of these, the actual armor forge itself, and skinny this out, and make this just so it goes from that side and comes all the way over to the other side. That's it. It pulls it from the workbench. It's just a tunnel that runs everything from the workbench over there to over where I am. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Now, of course, if the vacuum hopper pulled stuff out of the cooking stove, then I would be styling. But I have not gotten it to do that yet. Though I haven't tried it lately. Let's try that. Let's try something different here. Let's get the cooking stove over here. Let's get the cabinet out of the way. Let's try the cooking stove again. Now, I tried this originally when this first came out. Let's go ahead and see if it works. Now, we've got that going right there. The vacuum hopper's currently going. Let's see if it's pulling anything out of there. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Let's go ahead and actually, let's elevate it. Let's put the cooking stove on top of something else. Let's see if we elevate it, if it works. No, that's something I didn't try before. Never tried to elevate that onto like a table or something. Like a pretty high table here. Can we even put that on there? I don't think I've ever tried to put that even on there. No moss. Might be these wires are in the way. Move it over here. You ever try to put that on a table? I don't think I've ever tried that before. No moss, doesn't like that table. Try one of these shorter tables. Nope. I know something we can set it on. See if we can set it on the conveyor. Nope. Can't set it on the conveyor. Alright, well, then we'll have to use the old trickery here. And we will have to use something to elevate it with out of one of the kits. Let's see. Go ahead and use a small ladder. And then we could use a wood platform. Snap that to the wood platform. And then we'll get our cooking stove, elevate the cooking stove, aim the vacuum hopper at it. Somehow. Robot right leg, pick that up. Like so. Mal, thanks so much for dropping the Dragon Hammer, crushing the follow button, and becoming part of the Kismet team. Welcome, welcome. Kismet, one could say that you have finished the roof. One could say that you have finished the roof. We're just working on the walls. Well, you guys know what I'm talking about. I would like to make a withdraw from my bet from the International Bank of Kismet. D&D. You're high into the sky. There you go, Venom. That's right. That's right. Kismet Faith. Hi there, AK. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. AK 74 to the face. Nice name, by the way. Thanks for hanging out. I'm doing great, Nooshki. Welcome. Always good to see you, Nooshki. Have you tried a different workbench like the weapons workbench and see if it operates on that? No, I've not tried any of those. I tried this originally, and then I discovered that I could take stuff out of the workbench, and then I was all over that for a while. But I've not come back to this. Let's go ahead and see if we can rig this up to work. Let's see. So we don't have to run it all the way from the workbench, and then we could readjust our deal here to do it. That is way too high up. Way too high up. I can't put that into the ground. So we're going to actually try something else. Let's go ahead and see if we can use the concrete kit. And that's not going to go in the ground too, because this is actually not ground. This is an atrium floor. What can we use? We can use a half thing. One of these. Bring that down. Put that on there. Oh, that's aiming right at it now. It ain't working now, it ain't ever working. And just to make sure that it is working, we'll grab our cabinet over here. Put one of that over here. I think we still... Do we have stuff still in the cabinet? Or it pulled it all? Okay. Let's go ahead and put that robot right leg in there. Pull the cooking stove out. We'll put the container back in there again. Got power, yep. Put it back over here. Container on the ground. There it goes. So that's working. That does work. Yeah, the cooking stove not working. I don't know if it needs to be at a certain level or something like that to make it work. I don't know if it needs to be in a certain direction. But you'd think if you put it right there that it would work. I know it does work in the workbench. Of course, we have it run way over there to the workbench for it to work. So let's go ahead and take the cooking stove out. Let's try something else. Let's go ahead and try the chemistry station. Now, you got to give it a minute, by the way. When you put it up against the workbench, give it a minute for it to start to pull. But yeah, not working on those. So it doesn't seem to work on the actual crafting ones. Though I have not tried all the crafting ones. But it doesn't seem to work. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. Scrap that out of there. Like so. Like so. I'm actually going to go ahead and store this vacuum hopper as well. I'm going to dismantle a bit of this wiring here. Let's see. Let's take this one out. Throw that in the workbench. Let's go ahead and take that one out. And then we're going to take this one out here. Like so. And we're going to run this here to there. And this back to here. Now what this one does right here is this is my workbench. Way down over there. Way on that side. Oh, whoa. There was nobody down there. That's my workbench over there. So I can flip this on. Like so. And if I run way down here, and if I've reconnected it, oh, I took some of the connections down. But what it's supposed to do is start the workbench up way down here and run it across there. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling that's what I want to do now. I want to just create a whole skinny one all the way down there, and then just use a couple of these and swap them out when I need it. Then I can take all of this down and just run a tunnel down there. Run one tunnel and one vacuum hopper. And then have my mega sorter here at the end. Yep. Or I could move the quick... Let's actually go try that quick travel trick. Let's go... Actually, let's go save, too. Save. Save. And let's go ahead and sleep till morning time. Let's see what happens. Kismet still hasn't noticed me. RIP! Darwich, what's up, buddy? Sorry, very busy, as you can see. Very knee-deep in what I'm doing. How do you get Kiz Caps as Faye's new plays? You just hang out in the stream. That's it. It's my loyalty rewards for hanging out in the stream. Sometimes I just give them out randomly to people like I just did. I gave you a whole bunch. I'm doing good. How you doing? I am doing good. Boom, boom, boom. Oh. Kiz, are you planning on doing any quests this stream? Yeah, probably in a little bit. Alright, it's daytime. Of course, I hear like a storm's coming in, but we don't care. We're inside the vault. Look at my giant vault here. As you can see, it is quite huge-mongous. We've got our production area down this side, and we've got our mega sorter down this end. Now, I built all this stuff to see what can be done, right? What is the largest vault you can build here at Spectral Island? As you can see, look at that. Just one more thing, I think, and then this will be a max vault. Let's go over here and let's see if we can build some food. I have a feeling it's going to max out here when we're trying to do food down this side. But let's go ahead and just do some food over here on the side. Now, what you can do inside the vault is you can make... Oh, not those. You can go over here to miscellaneous. Oh, what can we do here in vault? Got all of our various vault things. We can go over here to miscellaneous. We can put down a garden plot so that we can actually do food inside. Now, if I had 24 dwellers here, I would want, of course, to have 4 groups of 6, because it'd be 6 times 12, and then be 24 total amount of food. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my mute fruit here, which I have like 400 of them, so I have plenty of those, and put them down in groups of 6, of course. I put 3 across there, and then 3 back that way. Looking good there, looking good. And then here. Boom, and that's it. Nothing more can be built. So that is the total of what we can build here at Spectacle Island. That's a lot. That's a lot we can build. Now, what I would do is then downsize this. I go and I see what the limits are, right? How high up you can go, what you can do. I would definitely downsize this because my ultimate goal was to run it from the workbench, right? Run it from the workbench here all the way to where you land on the vertebrate. And I did that. But we also learned that there's a possibility that you can move where the vertebrate lands based on where you set your target, right? Where you set your target of your quick travel. So I'm going to try that right now. I'm going to get my power armor first. And then we're going to go over here and test it out. But we're going to go just straight out the wall. Be like, Kismet, how do you get straight out the wall? Well, I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to show you right now. Just take the wall out, walk out the wall, hit tab, boom, goes right back. There you go. Also got my giant water thing going out here. Of course, I could tear that down if I wanted to make more space. Look at the size of that massive vault. Look at the size of that sucker. Again, no cheats, no mods, no third-party stuff. That is totally legit. The base game, along, of course, with the DLC. And that is one humongous vault. Huge-mongous. But it's not great. It's good. It's a good vault, but it's not a great vault. And we only make great stuff eventually when we're mega building. And this is just kind of the beginning test. This is our test vault. Now, of course, I would want to also put supports under here to support the vault, right? Because it's just floating up in the air right now. Of course, when you're in the vault, you don't know that. But it would be great to have some supports as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the quick travel target, even though I can't quick travel in the new survival mode. And we're going to set it right here by the workbench. All right. And we're going to see if that has an effect. Now, if that does, then I don't have to have my vault way over there where the vertibird lands. I can have the vertibird land right over here. So here we go. We're going to tell the fast track. Oh, we can't build anything. We got to take something out. Let's go ahead and, by the way, if you want to, here's a trick to building stuff. You take something out, and then it should let you build that thing. Right? So let's say we wanted to land right here. Okay. Now we're going to have to leave and come back again to see if it works. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'm just going to say, forget it. I'm just going to get out of my power armor, and we're going to check. We're going to check and see if that affects where the vertibird lands. I've never tried this before. I didn't even think about that, but thanks to people hanging out in the chat, thought of that. So we're going to run out of here. I might have to tear that whole thing down. Tear the whole thing down, build it again. Be just as fun building it the second time. Just as fun. So what I'm going to do is just to save myself some vertibird signal grenades. So I'm going to go for a little swim. Well, that's right. I'm going to go ahead and just leave my power armor here and go for a little swim. Across over here to the castle. We'll do a little fast. Do our auto run. Use our action points to fast swim. Try to stay above water. There we go. And swim over here to the castle. We'll probably run a bit away from the castle, throw down a vertibird grenade, take that vertibird, and see where it takes us back to over there at Spectral Island as a test. There we go. No problem, Darwich. Study up for them exams, man. I love lurkers. Come in and lurk anytime you want. You got homework to get done, just throw on my channel. We'll get into some trouble. If anything crazy happens, of course, you'll be able to hear it going on. All right, this is my build here at the castle. You notice I've got the Kismet kill box up there. Got everything kind of blocked off here. Built them a nice little house here, the Generals Club.
Finding the broadcast useful.
For them to hang out. Not really, bro, but thanks anyway.
How are you?
And then, of course, we've got a door over here, which we can walk out of here. Very great for provisioners to come in and out of. And, of course, any trouble starts to happen. Watch this.
Get back to Diamond City one
Boom!
of these
Instant
days.
shutdown. Red alert. Red alert.
Biggest
Close all the
time
doors.
I saw.
Close all the doors. Notice I've got a door over there that automatically closes too. Just in case we get attacked. Now they're completely blocked. They cannot get in the interior. They're just going to get ripped to shreds by my Kismet kill box there. And then when it's all clear, boom, shoot that thing again, and it opens up the doors. It's basically like an on and off switch for your doors. Pretty awesome.
Huh?
Pretty awesome.
Yeah?
And here comes our provisioner. Here he comes. Doing his thing. Lord,
This unit is ready to serve.
ready to ride. Lord Winter there, rocking that provisioner. Rocking the provisioner. Okay, we need a vertibird up in here. We need a vertibird up in here. I should have did it in here. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. And of course, I got all my trade centers here.
Easy living, this ain't.
Throw down a vertibird signal grenade. And let's go see what we got in the workbench. We probably got some cash in there. We got some cash right there. 200 bottle caps. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Now, all the rest of the stuff I don't necessarily have to take out of here. If you see anything like bones or bottles, like white bottles, those you want to take out of there. Because you can take the bottles and go make dirty water out of those in survival mode. So I'm going to grab everything out of here. Might as well grab it out of there. Since I'm bringing in a vertibird anyway.
Farming's as honest work gets.
I'm going to go ahead and get up here. We're going to watch. Watch as it comes in. Where are you at? Here it comes. Here comes the vertibird. So we're going to see. We're going to see what happens. See if this actually works. If it actually moves the vertibird location. That would be awesome. If it did that, then I wouldn't have to build all the way to the other side of the vault. That would be super cool. Super cool! Then I'd probably build more vertically than horizontally like that. Because then I could build one level, could be the Mega Sorter at the bottom, Then it could go up and then go up to the production up above. That would be cool. Oh, he's outside. He's outside. I'm coming. What's up, Brahmin? Okay, survey says. Let's see what happens. Okay, we're going to travel here from the castle. Take us to Spectacle Island. Oh, I hope this works. But if this works, by the way, I have to tear the entire thing back down again. But then we'll at least know. We'll at least know. I love rebuilding, though. I don't mind. When you tear something down and rebuild again, it always comes out better the second time. Let's see what happens. Now, we'll know it the second it passes up its normal spot. We will know it. The reason why you need bones is so you can do cooking. You can actually make stuff like antibiotics and stuff like that with all of the bones and other items that you can find that are normally in that junk. Oh my gosh, it's working! I learned something new today! Oh, I love learning new stuff! Ah, that is awesome! Congratulations, everybody. You all learned it as well. Let's go ahead and back up. I'm going to back up here in chat. Let's see. That was Chewy who asked the question. Chewy asked the question. Oh, that is awesome. Great idea, Chewy. Who was the person who said yes, that's possible? Who was it? Chewy, do you remember? Do you remember who it was? That's right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for the cast. And I'm out of there. Green Wolf Gaming hanging out. Kismet, you may have already gotten this tip, but if you fill bottles at a pump, you get clean water. If you do it in the water, you dirty water. Yes, I definitely know that, Green Wolf Gaming. I do that a lot. By the way, here's a tip right back at you about the same thing. Don't use them for dirty. Don't use them for purified water. You know why? Because you can just build this purifiers at your settlements, and I make 1,300 water. Now I could make even more. I could be making 3,000. I could run it all the way down the whole beach if I wanted to, right? So I can make plenty of purified water. Even at the very beginning of the game at Sanctuary, you can go ahead and build some water purifiers there. Just make some extra water. Be having plenty of water to get around the wasteland. So really what you want to do with those bottles is only use them for dirty water. Only use them from dirty water so that you can use them for cooking, making vegetable soup, and then you'll have both food and water no matter where you go in the wasteland. So little tip right back at you, but thanks for the tip. Can you tell us about if the existing buildings count in the max number of items you set in the vault? They do, Igmar. They do count. If you notice, when you come over here, if you tear everything down, and that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to literally take everything down, even the water purifiers down. If you tear everything down, notice that you still have some stuff in there, which is a bummer because you would want to tear those buildings down so you don't have any excess stuff around there. So there you go. I've noticed that it does, even when I tear everything down. Buckmints, that's right. All right, so on behalf of you guys showing me some new stuff, guess what? More Kiss Caps. That's right. More Kiss Caps for you guys. Another 50 Kiss Caps to every single person in the stream, thanks to Chewy and also to Buckmints. Who showed me something new today, something incredibly useful that is now going to change the way that I use my vertibirds. Now I have some use of where to put those down. So super cool. Super cool. I dig it. I dig it. I don't remember where I put it now. Over here somewhere. But very cool. There it is. Okay. Now, what I'd really love to do is, of course, have it on top of the vault and see what happens up there, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to store it back in the workbench. Go back over here. Store it in the workbench. Get out of there. And then get in our power armor. Oh, we need to drop off some stuff. Store that stuff in the workbench, too. More stuff we don't need. Throw that in the workbench. Like so. What's up, buddy? And there we go. And we're going to go ahead and put our stuff in there so we're not overburdened. Okay.
Huh?
Going to run up here, get in our jetpack, and we're going to go to the top of the vault. Now, this is probably not going to work, but it's fun to test stuff. Now that we've got an idea of stuff, there you go. So make sure to say thanks to Chewy and also to Bunkminst for that amazingly great tip. That is a really good one for the stream. So much love to them. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's gonna good. Again, I don't have to build all the way on the other side because my vertibirds will land right where I want them to land, which is super useful. Can't quite get up there from here, so we're gonna go and jump and then try to get in that corner, make it up there. We did. All right, made it up there. Look at the size of this vault. Ooh, it's very shiny up here. Very shiny. Now, when I'm not overburdened, running around actually makes my action points go up faster. Oh, we made it. Now, I seriously doubt this is going to happen, but let's see what happens. So we're going to go up here. We're going to go ahead and put the put down the fast travel target, which we just found is actually useful for something. Oh, it doesn't let me put it on the top. All right, what about here? Ah, it doesn't let me put it on top of the vault. Okay, so let's try something else. Let's go try to create a flat surface. Let's see, flat surface over here. Like this. Can we put... No, that goes through too. Weird. Weird. There we go. Over here on the side we can do it. Over there on the side we can do it. Okay, then we can go ahead and try to put that fast tracker down. Now, most likely what's going to happen is going to offset itself or go right through the middle of it. We're going to see what happens. Can we put it down? Yes, we can put it down on the side here, but not in the center. Okay, then we're going to put it right here. Actually, since we're already building it, let's build out a helipad. Let's dream. Let's dream big, right? Let's dream and think, man, wouldn't it be cool is if we built... Oh, nothing more can be built. Nothing more can be built. Well, we're going to take out these ceilings because we're really going to just tear this whole thing down here and rebuild the entire thing. You guys thought I was going to be done. You guys thought I was going to be done, but it's not. It's not good enough. I don't think it's good enough. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Do you think we should stop with that? Do you think we stop that? Now we discovered something amazing, or do you think we should keep going? Let me know. I'm going to go ahead and build myself a little helipad here. I think we're learning some great stuff today. I think we're making progress. Making progress. Kez, I missed a cool thing that just happened. Noshke, we discovered that you can move the where the vertibird lands. We can move where the vertibird lands based on where the quick travel is, where the quick travel target is. So that's where the actual vertibird will land to. So instead of it landing way over there by default, which is where it's been landing, and the reason why I built this really long vault is so that I could basically land over there, come into the vault, do whatever I need to do, and leave. Well, we just discovered, thanks to Chewy thinking of the idea, and then also Buckminst, who already knew the answer, which was very nice of him not to tell me, though, because now we just had that moment. We just had that moment that I seek out in every single game that I play, that aha moment, that excitement that you want to get out of your games, right? You didn't cheat, you didn't shortcut, you did it totally legit, you learned something new. Whether you learned it yourself in the game or someone was nice enough to nudge you in the right direction, which they did, which I appreciate at certain times. At certain times, I do appreciate that greatly. Up. And again, we're going to try to build a helipad up here. Like so. And we're going to see if it lands here. Now, I would imagine it would not, on a guess. But we're going to try it. Now, we're going to do, again, we're going to go ahead and set the fast travel target. Let's set it right here in the middle. Right there. That's where we want it to land. So if our helicopter comes through, lands right here, and we get out right there, we're going to lose our minds. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take my power armor again. Run to the end here. Burn some fusion cores up. Might as well run on top of my vault before I burn it up. Before I take it all back down again. Hey, Pokesmot! My first time here. Pokesmot, it's not your first time. It's not your first time, but you're welcome like it's your first time. Boom! Thanks for hanging out. Okay, again, we're going to get out of our power armor. Get on out of there. There we go. We're just going to leave it sitting right here. We are learning all sorts of awesome stuff today. I've not saved, though. Let's go inside the vault. What do you guys? Now he runs out of space. Yes, I've totally been out of space for a while. As you can see, look at this giant vault we built in here. We built this giant vault to test the limits of Spectacle Island, what the base limits are. This is about the limit, by the way. Of course, with that roof, we had the roof in there. We had enclosed the entire thing. We did get it to work, though we don't have enough room to embellish it. We can't make like restaurants and all of that stuff. We don't have enough room to go in and actually build out beds and build out different rooms for them. We can't use any other kits. So we have maxed it out as much as we can. But if we go in and set where the quick travel is, more over there by the workbench, then I don't have to have it be this long. I can then move all of it over there and build multiple levels and build like a giant vault tower, which would be pretty cool over that way. I love building, by the way. I love it. Love it. Never get tired of it. Boom, boom. Kids, you should add windows. No, not in the vault. No, you should rebuild it now that you can change it where you land. This is the way you can dream can come true and add decoration rooms to the vault. Exactly, Chewy. I think I'm with you, buddy. I think I'm with you. I think we need to tear the whole thing down. Yep. Yes, Stefan, you can increase the limit, but we do not cheat, we do not shortcut, we do not use third-party mods in my stream because I like to test what the base limits are. If you cheat or shortcut, you actually are cheating yourself a bit out of the enjoyment of the game because right now we had to think of a way to do this in a better way. And if we thought of it in a better way, it prompts us to think of new ideas. Like in the case of Chewy. Chewy said, you know what, Kismet, if you could tell it where the vertibird landed, then you wouldn't have to build as big a vault as this, right? So we work together. Of course, working together, you can create something much better than just working by yourself. That's what's so awesome about it. And then, of course, Buckman says, guess what? That does work. So we said, hey, we're going to test it, and it does work. Now, whether we can build a helipad, I seriously doubt, but we're going to try right now. Let's go. Oh, wait, did I save? I still have not saved. At least I don't remember. Let's go up here and let's sleep in the bed real quick here for 1 hour. There we go. And now we save. We're going to run back out of Vault 45 here. Because it's okay. The vault is okay, but it's not really great yet. It's not great. It hasn't got to the great stage that it could be if we didn't have to build such a long vault. And we also have an idea now of how long and how much materials we can use to build a vault. So we're going to try to work within those parameters because it pushes us forward as builders. So there you go. Now, of course, it's your game. You can do whatever you want. If you want to use third-party mods, you want to glitch or shortcut or all that stuff, do whatever you want. It's your game. You paid the money, right? Go for it. That's just the way I play. Again, I just tell people how I play. You're not required to play how I play. You play however you want. Hey, it's Iron Chief. What's up, buddy? Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out. Now, again, if you do have a comment or question, if you are new to my stream, my name is Kismet. You can put Kiz or Kismet right there below me on my overseer's desk. You can go ahead and put Kiz or Kismet in the chat. It'll highlight in red. I know that you're talking directly to me. All right. And then also attach yourself to the top of my chat so I don't miss it. If for whatever reason I did miss it, throw it in there again. That's okay. I don't mind. I don't consider that to be spam. Feel free to throw it in there again. Oh, let me get out of the way of the Brahmin here. Brahmin butt.
General. Yeah?
Sup, everybody. I'm back. Got any more caps for me? Where's my caps? Hey, people. Get to work.
Hi, how are you?
Make me some money. This ain't no free ride. Let's take a look at my Kismet kill box up here. Yeah, let's do this. Who's going to take it? Anybody? Ain't nobody coming in this settlement. They're going to get tore down before they even get any close. Got another Kismet kill box on that side. Let's jump down here. And let's throw down another grenade. Bringing in a vertibird. Now we're going to test and see if the vertibird lands on top of our vault. I seriously doubt it. But if it did do it, we found a way to make it work, that would be insanely awesome. Because I would make a helipad on the very top. Make it land on the top. You go in the elevator, you come down. Every time I want to leave, I would just throw the signal grenade up there. That would be insanely awesome. That would be awesome. All hail, Overseer Kismet. Says D&D. Canadian strategist says, hey, Kismet, can you tell me how you make so much money? Absolutely. I make it via purified water. I go in and I make purified water, purifiers everywhere at all the settlements. Basically, if you have 21 people like me, I have 11 charisma, so it's 10 base, and then you get how many ever charisma you have. So in my case, it's 10 plus 11, which gives me 21 people at each of my settlements. So what I do is I go in and I put all those people to work. This ain't no free ride. I mean, they do make you some extra materials or bottle caps when they're doing nothing, but they make you way more if they're actually doing something. So you want every single person in every single part of your settlements doing something. So you can make money by getting tons of extra mute fruit. You can make money by doing a whole bunch of other stuff. But the main thing you want to do is build up purified water. Of course, you can also do it by making jet and all that stuff. I like doing purified water. I don't like being a drug dealer. Of course, your game, do whatever you want. But I build up purifiers, which you'll see when we come in here to the Mega Vault here on Spectacle Island. Then I make a bunch of purifiers, and those make me like, those produce about 1,300 every few days, 1,300 purified water. That is worth about $10,000 to $20,000, or 20,000 caps every few days in game. As I build it out, look, check out the Mega Vault. Woo, that is one big, ginormous vault. Come on, baby. Land on that helipad. Land on it. No!
Stand by for landing.
Oh. Oh, for a second there. For just a split second, I thought it was landing on it. No! You make me want to shoot you. No helipad. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, that does not work. That was fun to try, though, right? Wasn't fun to try? Well, guess what we get to do now? Guess what we get to do? We get to tear down the Mega Vault. So, as I was saying out here, you can see I've got a whole bunch of purified waters. This is how I make my money. Now, my last playthrough, I put so many purifiers down that I was making, basically producing 8,000 purified water every few days in game, which is 100,000, actually 117,000 bottle caps every few days in game. So I'm making so much money that I could not even go and spend it all. I could literally go to every single vendor in the game, buy everything they had, and still have purified water left over. And so that is how I make so much cash. So there you go. There you go, Canadian strategists. Get out there, make some purified waters. Make sure you have enough defense. Put up those Kismet kill boxes. Hey, Burning Tree. Get all that stuff going, and before you know it, you'll be crazy, crazy rich. Now, I usually sell all of my stuff first to my own vendors, right? I will then, because they'll just get all the purified water and put it in the workbench. So I'll go in, and before I tear this down, let's go ahead and just run through here one more time for the quick tour. Store that. You see we got the workbench here. It's being pulled through the workbench. It's running down here like this, sorting it through all of this, dropping it in the hopper, all of these production areas, dropping them in the hopper. Underneath here, go ahead and pull this out of here so you can see underneath there, there's actually another room which that conveyor is running along. And we learned a lot about how to use the hopper. We learned a lot about how to make all of this stuff work and how to bridge gaps between the two. Notice right over here that I've got a gap, and this vacuum hopper right here is pulling stuff from this container to here to keep it going down the conveyor line. So use those vacuum hoppers to to go over those gaps. And then it's continuously going down this way. And again, you can see my vendors down here. Then it will sort through the mega sorter here. Once it sorts through the mega sorter, like say right here in loot, it sorts through my purified water. I turn right around. I go right over here to the vendors, sell it to all my vendors.
My feet hurt.
Now, how do my vendors have so much caps? Well, I'm going to show you that in your perk chart right here under caps collector. Notice that it says that you can invest 500 caps in each of your vendors. You only have to do it once. And they go from like having 300 caps to like 500 or 1,000 or even up to 1,500 caps every time you come back to talk to them, every time they reset. So you spent 500, but every time they have 1,500, 1,500, 1,500, 1,500. So you can keep selling that to it to get so many caps, right? Or you can just use the purified water and fly to Diamond City with the purified water like I did earlier and just buy all of the resources out at Diamond City using your purified water and fly back and build yourself a Mega Vault. There you go. I just showed you how to be incredibly rich in Fallout 4. super rich, so you can build your own mega vaults. So there you go. There we go. Now we're gonna take this whole entire thing down again. So this is going to be build number 3 here at Spectacle Island on this playthrough. On my previous playthrough, you can see all my mega builds on my YouTube channel. My triple towers I had here at Spectacle Island. I also had a bunch of other stuff at Sanctuary. You can see my Abernathy Farm, my Dalton Farm build, mega build out there in Far Harbor. You can see all of that. So let's go ahead and test the theory that this thing right here, this size thing, is affected by other things that are left here in the vault. So the first thing I'm going to do is run out here and tear down all of this really quick. Or actually, no, I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave this. You know why? Because we're probably going to need to buy resources now that I think about it. Probably going to need to buy resources, so we're going to leave that for now. We're going to tear down the vault here. And we no longer need the power from over there, so we can go ahead and also take this stuff down, because this stuff does count toward our total count at our settlement. So we're going to take this completely out. Any extra items or whatnot that are running along here, we'll take those conduits out. Everything that might count toward our settlement. So that we can squeeze every last item that we can put down in our mega vault. For that. Store the... Can't scrap it. I'm going to attach a wire to it. I'm going to turn it off. Oh, I can't turn it off once I turned it on. All right. All right. Get rid of our light. Power conduit. Can't... Move it. Move it over here. Circuit breaker. That'd be awesome if we could make circuit breakers. I don't think we can. I don't know. I've never looked for a circuit breaker. So there we go. We removed all of that. I've scrapped everything in the area, even underwater. You jump underwater, by the way, so you can find stuff down here in the water. I already had my light makes it darker. How is that? How is that possible? So you can find a lot of stuff under here. Try not to drown while you're doing that, by the way. While you're trying to scrap, go around. You'll find barrels. Oh, wait. Speaking of barrel, I missed a barrel. We missed a barrel there. Or it respawned, one or the other. So you go around and scrap everything out so that you don't have all this stuff burning up your extra resources, which I've already done here. One Pikachu! Thanks so much for dropping the Dragon Hammer, crushing the follow button, and becoming part of the Kismet team. Welcome, welcome. So there we go. Make sure to show them lots of love in the chat, everybody. Kismet, can you tear down those houses in the front island? You cannot, Noah. It's a huge bummer. I wish you could also tear down all the houses at Sanctuary. That would be awesome as well. So I'm going to go ahead and start tearing down my Mega Vault here. If you missed the Mega Vault, you'll have to watch it on reruns because we're going to tear the whole thing down. We just finished it, and now it's time to take it all down again. Now, I might leave the base here. But actually, I'm probably going to square the base off. Now that I don't have to run it at an angle, I'll probably make it now square with this. So I don't have to do any weird angles. We'll just start again. Now, whenever I'm building, whenever I go from one build, like a basic build, like where I just throw down some stuff. We also learned about how to do the vacuum hopper up a little bit higher, which is cool. I might just leave that there. I'll work on that later. Leave that vacuum hopper there. Oh, actually, we'll have to adjust the angle anyway. Oh, well, we'll just take it out. Take it out. Plastic hanging out there. So we're going to take it all out now and rebuild it. So when I go from a basic build, which is just slapping down some sleeping bags and that kind of stuff. I'm storing this in the workbench, by the way. I'm not scrapping it. If you scrap it, you lose half your resources or more. Do not scrap it unless you think you're not going to use it anymore, which I don't really like to do. Again, storing it all in there. Man, we spent so much time working on that too. So much time, but we have the power of the knowledge of how to do it now. I actually have that blueprint in my head now. How to build that thing that we built right there. Easily. Easily now. And we know how to bridge gaps because we figured out how to do it with the vacuum hopper. We know how to build a lot of stuff. We also know that the atrium pieces, or the pieces that only use one, use less resources because it only thinks of it as one piece as opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces you would have to use to do that, right? So we know that works. We know about that. We learned a lot of awesome things here along the way. how to line up all of this stuff to vacuum hoppers, how to make the vacuum hopper go down the lower level, how the fact that if you put certain things through the vacuum hopper here or through the hopper. Sir, thank you so much for dropping the Dragon Hammer, crushing the follow button, and becoming part of the Kismet team. Welcome, welcome. We know that if you put certain things in there, it won't go in the hopper, right? It gets stuck. All of a sudden, we have a big pile of items there that are not sorting, which is never a good thing. Never a good thing when it's not sorting. Okay. We're going to take all this out, like so. Boom. Take it all out. That was super fun to build, though. We learned so much. So much. But we're going to store it all, and we'll make it all again once we get into it. So again, I take everything down. So I build something basic. I throw down some sleeping bags. I put down some mute fruit. I make them a tiny little place, maybe. And then when I come back to not be burdened by whatever I built before, I always tear it all the way down. I tear everything down. Beds, food, everything. Because then I'm not tied to whatever I built before, right? I can build whatever I want completely from scratch, and I've got it all stored in the workbench so that I know I can just use those resources in there. So great way to build, by the way. Great way to build. And I do it kind of in 3 levels. I start with the basic build. Then I go to what I call a super build. And the super build's there to make you money, right? So it's a little bit more than basic. Not quite as fancy as mega building. And you go through and you do all of that. I'm going to store that fast travel target too while I'm at it. And then once you're done doing that, you build up enough resources like I have. You build up that you're making a lot of bottle caps every few days in game through purified water or jet or whatever it is. Then you do mega builds. That's what I'm doing right now. As you can see, I'm building a massive vault. But it's not great. It's good. It's good. And it worked. We made it work. We figured out how to make it all work together. We could leave it if we want. But we want it to be great. If we're going to build something right, we want to take it to a whole nother level. So what we're going to do is we're going to work toward making it more great than it was before. Using the knowledge we've now acquired that we can move where we want the vertibird to land. We can also adjust and lock things together and basically snap things to the hopper so they drop into the hopper properly, and then work with the rest of our stuff, right? And I'll probably now put the production area up above where it's going to produce various stuff. And I might make it circular this time. Put the hopper in the center and then put the things on the outside. So I'm going to attach basically 6 of the things on the outside and have the sorters around the outside. I had this vision, by the way, in my head after last time's stream, that if you put them here on each side and then run the conveyors around the outside, you could literally have them all in one hopper, in theory, right? In theory, you could do that. And I think I'm going to try that now that I can move where the vertibird lands. We're going to give it a go. We're going to give it a go. You can build circuit breakers or something like them. Says Swag. That's right, you can. I'm going to be totally worth it because like I said, now your original dream can be made. Exactly. Exactly. I want to have it so each of the people can have their own little room. I want to have it so I can have the mega sorter and then also the production going at the same time. Still got our beacon going up there. We can just take this all down. I'm going to leave that there so it's still connected to that. Can't move that thing anymore, which is a bummer. Which is a bummer. What I should do is make that work properly. That's not working properly. Let's fix that. That's bugging me. Let's fix that. Let's get one of these. Add it right to... Well, let's actually use one of the new ones. Let's use one of the new ones because, hey, we're working with a vault-tec workshop here. Oh, one of the new ones won't work. Ah, they don't go in the right way. Okay, this one. This one I'm going to use. Okay. So I'm going to bring it... I'm going to bring the wire to here. And I leveled up. Ha ha ha. That's a funny time to level up. So I want to run the wire from this straight over to this. But it won't let me for some reason. So I'm going to move it a lot closer. Then I'm going to try to run it will not let me run it. See, now I don't want to do something dumb like remove that wire. If I remove that wire, then it's not going to work. For some reason, it will not let me run it to that power conduit. Interesting. So I would like to make it where it doesn't go out the wall here. I don't think I even have the option to remove that. I don't think I've ever tried that before. You know, there's always more stuff to try. So this right here is running up there. I would prefer if it didn't. I would prefer if it ran the other way. Now we could take a risk. Let's just risk it. We're going to take all this out. We're taking that out. Taking all this out. We're just going to run a risk that we can then reattach it to something inside here. Looks like it's running its way up there. And we can eventually attach it to something inside here. Let's see. Let's try that again. Let's just see if it was maybe because it was attached to something else. No. Let's go ahead and try one of these conduits. Nope. That wire's running up into there. What if we make another one of these on the outside? Like so. See, now we can't make it do what it did before. See, once you take that down, I think you're a little screwed. But that's okay. That's okay. I don't think we even need that thing anymore. I would rather not waste the extra space making conduits and whatnot to make that work. Okie dokie. Let's keep going. We got a huge vault to tear down. Huge vault. Try not to fall to our death. Almost did. Almost did. Luckily that room was there. Totally going to be worth it. Exactly. Kismet, the vault level should be level 4 of building settlements. There we go. Hi, One Pikachu. Thanks for ringing out, buddy. Dread says, Kismet, hey, and hello to chat. Hello, Dread. Thanks for ringing out, buddy. Again, if you are new to my stream, welcome. Welcome. Hey, Bookstyle. Thanks for ringing out, buddy. Is there anything on of that there isn't PS4? Is there anything on of that there isn't PS4? This is PC, but all of this is on PS4. You can do all of this. This is not using any mods. This is zero mods. Zero mods. I don't use mods, which is also, I guess, good for people who are watching who are on PS4 and watching on originally before they had it on Xbox. But I do not use third-party mods. I do not cheat. I do not do shortcut. I do it totally legit. Anybody can build exactly what I'm building right now and learn how to build it just as I did, which is pretty cool. Because, you know, I don't think you need any cheats. Now, of course, not all mods are cheats. Some mods make the game actually harder and more enjoyable, and more power to them. More power to them, because I'm going to try every single one of those mods out eventually. But not right now. Right now, I want this moment. What happened to me today? Where I said, you know what, we ran out of resources, but we didn't really build the vault we wanted to build, right? We didn't get a chance to build it all. And that's a bummer. That's a bummer because we had ran out of space. So we're kind of backtracking here. We're going to take all this back down again. And we're going to reuse all of this, of course. Put that in there. So we're storing all of it. Now you can notice how you can store the entire settlement, the entire vault into the workbench, and then just come back and rebuild it again. Now, I don't want to have to grab each piece like this and then walk it all the way down to there to build it. And I did that originally at the very beginning of the game before I realized that you can just store stuff in the workbench and then just act like you're making it for the first time. I'm Game 7, 24/7. I'm the same. Thank you so much for dropping the dragon hammer, crushing the follow button, and becoming part of the Kismet team. If I could game 24/7, I would be doing it. I would be doing it. we would be having 24-hour live streams every single day. But I can't. Not if I want to be smart about my health. I've got to be smart. This way I can stream probably more often than if I did stream 24 hours. I could probably do more bonus streams if I get some sleep, come in, we do some bonus streams, we have a good time on top of my normal streams that I do. And of course, whenever I mention that, people go, Kismet, what time do you stream? Well, I've got all that info below the stream, but I'll let you know anyway. Also, it says on my offline message, Bogo! Thank you so much for that host, buddy! Bogo's in the stream, everybody! If you are at the end of your stream, I hope you had a fantastic stream. I appreciate you hanging out and throwing that host. Appreciate it big time. Big time. So, as you can see, we're tearing the vault down. If you're just joining us, you're like, Kismet, what are you doing, man? You just spent 4 days building that up, and now you're tearing it down. I don't understand. Well, what we discovered is something pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. And even though I played nearly 1,400 hours now in the game, I did not know this. I did not know. We learned this today from Chewy thinking about it, and then, of course, Bunkmiss telling about it, that you can actually change where the vertibirds land based on where you put the quick travel target, even though you're in survival mode. I did not know that because, of course, in all my other playthroughs, I never used the vertibird. I never had to use it. You know why? Because I just quick traveled everywhere, like everybody else, right? You can quick travel somewhere, grab a bunch of loot. If you have the strong back perk, you can literally grab like 8,000 loot, put it all on your back, and then transport back to Sanctuary, drop it all on the workbench. You're good, right? But in the new survival mode, you can't do that. So you got to think of more creative ways. So we discovered that you can actually change where the vertibirds land at your settlement. So instead of me having to run the workbench from here all the way over to that side, which is the whole reason why I built this really long vault, is to run it to where the vertibird lands. Well, we discovered 4 days later, would have been great to discover that on day one though, but 4 days later, we discovered that the vertibird, I can make the vertibird land right there. Now, I'd love it to land on top of my vault, like as a helipad, but we tested that and that didn't work. It just went right through it, which is a bummer. That's a bummer, but we gave it a shot, right? We gave it a shot. Anyway. Now, we need to make sure that we don't end up with anything just floating along here, which sometimes does happen. I'll store all this stuff back on the workbench, like so. That on the workbench. Put our water fountain in there. Put our stuff back in there again. Luckily, they're all asleep. They're all asleep, which makes that a lot easier. Now, this stuff right here, we have a choice. We can put it back in the workbench and let it sort again, or we can keep it out of the workbench, right? Keep it out of the workbench, and then just whatever's in there is in there, so we don't have to redo it. Now, we probably would have to label it so that we know it, right? But I think what we're going to do is, I think if we can grab it and move it, I think we're just going to leave it. Because then we don't have to redo that part, which is pretty involved. Pretty involved putting in stuff of certain time. So that I'm going to walk all the way to the end here and see if we can do it. But of course, it's probably going to take longer to walk it over there, to walk each and individual thing, and then go through and put it somewhere and leave it there for a while, and then put it wherever we want to go later. It'd probably be just faster to do that. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to store it. We can come back and set that all back up again. And I've already told that a couple times how to do it now, so you should know by now. And if you don't know, eventually I'll make a video about it on my YouTube channel. Boom, store it in the workbench. Store it in the workbench. So this is going to be actually much faster in the long run to just store all this in the workbench and come back and remake it. Remake the mega sorter. Oh, fruit did not store in the workbench. Sometimes, by the way, that does store all of them in the workbench when you store the garden plot. Those did not. Those did not store. I'm going to leave our power for right now. We're going to continue to tear down the rest of our stuff here. Now, one of my goals also was to show Bethesda, or also Interplay, for the people who came up with vaults in the first place, that the vault design, and vault-tec, I guess, is inherently flawed, right? The problem with the vault design is they didn't think about defenses. They didn't think about that some people would come and try to attack the vault. Well, they thought about it because of the vault door, right? But wouldn't you, if you were designing a vault, wouldn't you put a whole bunch of chain guns that could go in, they were behind a kind of a metal plate, and if someone tried to break into your vault, it opens up the chain guns pop out of there, annihilate everybody, and then they go back in there and then they close up. That's what every vault needs at the vault door. It needs a Kismet kill box right outside the vault door. So if anybody's dumb enough to try to attack your vault or try to get in the vault entrance, it just mows them down before they get anywhere close. That's what I would do. If I was really there and they said, how do you want your vault built? I would say, put me a whole bunch of weapons, very powerful weapons, right outside the vault door, because the vault door is the only way to get in or out. And if anybody tried to come up there, it would alert me that someone was coming in, where the vault door is. I would look on the thing and say, okay, who's coming in my vault? Oh, I don't know these guys. These guys look like bad guys. Boom! Later, bro. And we'll annihilate them. So I want to do that also. Put a Kismet kill box in front of my vault door and eventually around the vault so that it will kill and destroy anything that tries to attack, like super mutants or whatnot. Those will get destroyed. So again, that's another goal for this particular build. Let's keep going. Keep tearing stuff down. Now, if you notice, I'm tearing down all the stuff here on the top first. And let's go ahead and just tear down all these walls. Gorbachev, tear down them walls. Now, while we're doing this here, we've got a lot of this to tear down. We're going to play some more music and keep on rocking. Now, if you do have a question or comment for me, my name is Kismet. You can put Kiz or Kismet in the chat. It's right here below on my overseer's desk. If you put that in there, just say, Kismet, how you doing tonight? Or whatever it is. It'll highlight in red, attach itself to the top of my chat. This way I won't miss it. Boom. Like if a death claw dropped on you, huh, Bogo? What's up, 33 Gaming? Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Hey, going back to lurker mode. All right. All right, Nooshki. Kismet, I just got on. What are you talking about? Everything down. That's right, Fighting Cactus. You're like going, Kismet, what the heck? What happened to your ginormous vault you just had here? I just tore the whole entire thing down. Why do we do that? Because we just discovered something fantastic. Thanks to Chewy and Bunkmist. Big credit to them. I always give credit where credit is due, by the way. If I did not think of it, I give it credit to the people who thought of it. In this case, it was Chewy and Bunkmist who told us that we can move where the vertibirds land. We have power over where the vertibirds land, which is super important if you think about it, right? Tear this door down. I want to tear all this down. I want it all to go bye-bye. Which is super important if you think about it, because now I don't have to build the vault all the way from where the workbench is all the way over here where the vertibird was landing, which is the whole point of the reason why I made that big long vault, is to move it over here. Otherwise, I would make it like a tower as opposed to being really long, because it'd be more space efficient doing it that way. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and grab all of our stuff here, and we're going to beeline back this way. We're going to tear the rest of that down here in a minute. But we're going to walk back this way. Like so. Oh, no, you know what else we don't have to do? We don't have to leave our item we had. Oh, we already took it down. We don't have to leave a workbench thing right here for us to use, because we don't have to land there anymore. We can land way on the other side just by using the quick target. Now, I'm in new survival mode. So if you want to control where the vertibirds land, you can do that using that quick target, which is awesome, or the quick travel target. And we tested it earlier. We did try to make a helipad. That did not work, but we did take it and put it over on this side, and the vertibird land over there perfectly right where we told it to land. So super, super cool. Super cool. Delamon, Kismet, how do you get the stove as a workbench? Well, all items on your settlement that are part of your crafting are also a workbench. So it's not just the stove. It's actually all of them are that way. So if you're putting down an armor workbench, or maybe you're putting down the power armor station, they all act as part of the workbench. So you don't have to go to the workbench every time. I just happen to use the stove as the workbench because, one, it takes the least amount of resources, and it's the smallest item out of the crafting items that you make. So you can put them all over the place. You can put them all over one side of the settlement, the other side of the settlement, depending on if you're coming in and out. Now, I'm usually coming in and out on the vertibirds now, so I'm only going to put it wherever my vertibirds are going to land. Look at that. Almost torn down. Almost torn down. Let's get that music going. Let's do this. All right, let's keep going, everybody. Let's keep going. We're going to rebuild this baby. Now, I'm going to build it faster than I built it before because now we have an idea of what we want, right? We have a focus. Once you're focused and you know something is possible, now you're unstoppable. You're unstoppable in what you can build. So let's go to it. Oh, let me get out my power armor. Got to get out of my power armor. That's the perfect place to park my power armor. Somebody just skipped. Mayor Dave just skipped his own song. What's up with that, buddy? Why'd you skip your own song, Mayor Dave? You funny. You funny. All right. So there we go. Get going. So we've got about another 2 hours left of the stream, so we got plenty of time to do lots and lots of building. We're going to get that going on. Some of these songs have a real quiet start. There you go. Fly to the bumblebees. Something like that. Let's do this. Speeding up. Later to that power. Slight problem. Slight problem. Forgot to get those guys out of the bed first. Do that one again. Gonna do that one again. Okay, slight problem I noticed right there when I took that last one. I was like, wait a minute, I forgot to get them out of the bed. Hey guys, go over here for a second. Yo, go here. I'm so mean. Ready? Set. Good morning. How you doing, bro? I totally just made that dude fall off of there. Hey, what's up, buddy? Come here. How you doing? Napping on the job, huh? Napping. Well, guess what? Sayonara, sucker! Oh, wait. Oh, like a boss. Good job. Good job, lady. Good job. Bye. Now, what I can do, by the way, is to bypass all of this, is I can simply put a bed down. To fix this so I can put these in here, there's an even faster way, by the way. Just put one of these beds that we stored in the workbench down. And I'm going to sleep in the bed for like about 6 hours till it's daytime. And then, of course, they'll all wake up. Like so. And they'll no longer be in the bed, so I don't have to drop them out of there. It's a great time to take your trade centers down at night when they're asleep. And then put the trade centers back up again during the nighttime. Also with beds, you want to, of course, take them down during the day. Now, this is the speed at which I play when I'm not streaming, by the way. Took myself out of there. Still get it done, even though I fell. So thanks everybody for hanging out. Finding cactus. Why is he taking everything down? I'm taking it down because we learned something amazing. Like I was saying, we're going to go ahead and build it back up again. You'll see here in just a bit. Oh, okay, Noah. No problem. Why don't you get the heavy combat armor? I have the heavy combat armor. Have it on right now, the melon. Right here. Boom. Got it on right now. That's it. I've also had the marine armor too. I've also had lots of power armors and a whole bunch of other cool stuff along the way. I've played over 1,400 hours here in Fallout 4, and my job and my goal is not just to acquire stuff, but to have fun doing it. And you're going to see that I'm going to have a lot of fun tearing this down, and then I'm going to have a lot of fun building it back up. The cloud. Atom bomb. I'm tired than TNT. Come on. There we go. Tearing it down. Because it's just not, it's good. It turned out really good, and I've recorded it. We got pictures of it. We were all like, okay, cool, that looked great. But it's not truly great yet. And to be truly great, we can't build a giant settlement all the way across the other side because it takes up too much resources. We run out of space. We can't build them places for them to live. We can't build other things that we want to build along the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to try a different configuration. And exploring and trying stuff is what it's all about. Trying different things. There is no wrong way to do it. Like Legos, right? You build it you build something, you try it out, and then you discover even cooler ways to build stuff. It's all left to your imagination. Much like, same kind of thing like Minecraft, right? It's all your imagination. The better you get at building, the better cool stuff you can build. I think that's why I really like that game, though I'm totally not into it like I'm sure I would if I would have come across it when I was younger. But I have tried it, and it is pretty fun. Gets my creativity going. Though I currently, obviously, would rather be building in Fallout 4. As you can see. I'm a big fan of the building in here. I love all the DLC. Super fun. Super fun. Boom! Bye-bye, vault! Tore that whole vault down. Look at that. Nice. Nice. Hello, Void Hunter. Great to see you, buddy. Thanks to Melon for hanging out in the stream. Irmar says, Kismet, you got stuff on the floor. That's right, I do. I got tons of stuff laying around on the floor there. I'm going to have to get that stuff. Gonna have to get it. Let's make sure to just run around the area here just a little bit. Make sure we didn't miss anything. I want it. I want it. What's up, robot? Oh! Maple bark we missed. I don't know if that respawns or I missed it, because I'm pretty thorough scrapper. It's kind of weird that I would miss that. Okay. We're ready to rock and roll. We tore it all down. Look how much we've got left here, that size. Now, if there's stuff, store that in the workbench. If there's stuff that we missed. By the way, this is our second mega build. That mega vault there was our second build. Now it's to be our third one here in this playthrough. Of course, I've had many other ones before in other playthroughs. Uh-oh. Ah, Butterbean. Sorry, bro. I don't know why you got banned, but it's probably Saltbot gotcha. Sorry, bro. Have a nice day, though. Let's keep on rolling. Thanks for the host, the Void Hunter. Appreciate it. Sister Wolf. Awesome. That was pretty good, Sister Wolf. That made me laugh. Pretty good. Pretty good, Sister Wolf. Okay, so we tore that whole entire thing down because we spent 4 days building it, but we're like, it's not what we want. Now, let's build what we want now that we know what our limitations are, what we can do. We learned a whole bunch of other things. Well, the first thing, of course, we want to do is set where we're going to have our vertibird land so that we can work around that, right? So what we want to do is, of course, use this kind of outcropping here as kind of like a helipad right here, right? Now, it'll actually land on this ground, so I can kind of make it feel like it's a helipad. So we're going to start with that. Now, what would be a cool thing for a helipad? Well, of course, let's check and look in the vault-tec. What can we use there for a cool helipad? Well, we can't use square buildings. It's got to be something flat. So it can't be any of that. What do we got here? What if it'll land on supports? That'd be interesting. But nah. The ones I like to use, I think that look really great, are the atriums. The atrium floor. So we're just going to pretend, even though we know it's not really going to do that, we're going to pretend this is our helipad. And we're going to build it just like this. Like so. And now we learned just tonight that you can control where the vertibirds land by putting down our quick travel target. Now, of course, again, in New Survival, I cannot actually quick travel, but I'm going to put it right there. Okay, we're going to call that our helipad. That is where that's going to land. Now we're going to try to square off this so we can utilize this to pull stuff out of the workbench for our mega sorter. Now I'm going to try to kind of build it, square it off, and let it hang over the side that way. Okay, and then we're going to build a giant tower out of it, which is going to be super fun. So let's go to it. So first I'm going to show you how to square off stuff to this workbench here. Now we have a massive amount of resources. Of course, we tore a whole bunch of stuff down. Oh, let's save. Come on. Got to get a Billy Idol going on over here. Got to do the lip. Start again. Always like me some Billy Idol. Gonna save. Welcome, Gob the Megatron. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Yeah, I know, Chewy. That's just funny. It's funny what Sister Wolf said afterwards, though. It's hilarious. It's the least I can do for the entertainment you've given me. Thank you, the Void Hunter. What did you do, buddy? What did you do, buddy? What did you say you can? The least you can do because of what? I gotta see what was the least he could do. Backing up. Tell me what the least you could do. What do you mean the least you could do? Least you could do what? Are you the one who became a Patreon? Are you the one who became one of my Patreons tonight who did not tell me your actual Twitch name? There is somebody who became a Twitch tonight. Their name starts with D. And they did not say who they were. So if you are that awesome Patreon person, let me know. Let me know what your game name is. Or your Twitch name. Okay, so we saved. Let's build. Let's go ahead and build. Now we're going to start with a vault-tec. Of course, we're going to build a vault, a giant vault 45 here. We need to think about where our door is going to, oops, we're going to think about where our door is going to be. And of course, we're going to start with an atrium. Now this time I'm going to, because I had it in an angle before. I showed you how to do angles, which is pretty cool. How to do angles and make that fit in an angle, and then I ran it all the way across over to the other side. We had a vault here, if you missed it, that ran from here all the way over to the other side, and I just tore the entire thing down. We're going to build another one. This time we're going to build a vault tower. So we're going to go ahead and just build out the outside of this real quick. Now I'm going to speed up a little bit. You guys have seen me doing a lot of building here. So I'm going to go a little bit faster tonight so you guys can get an idea of what speed I normally build at. Now, you notice something weird happened there? Kind of snapped weird, right? So we got to go back and we got to fix it. We don't want it to be in an angle. We want it to snap right. There we go. It can very easily go horribly wrong there. Horribly wrong. Especially when you're at weird angles like I was. There we go. Now that's probably not going to fit there. I'm probably going to have to use a bridge. But I'll show you. There we go. Actually, that was pretty good. That is pretty sweet. That is probably pretty good considering I just did that super fast. Okay. So we've got kind of a base here. The problem, though, of course, is we've got all these plants coming out of the floor and stuff. That bugs me, but we'll go with it. We'll go with it. If we want to fix it, we can always come back, fix it later. Let's go ahead and extend this out a little bit here. Like so. And we'll consider this the base of our actual, of our vault that we're going to build. Now we're going to build a tower vault this time. As opposed to a long vault, we're going to build one that goes straight up. Now our helipad is going to be right here. So we're going to land right here, turn around, go right here, and try to get in the vault. So of course we're going to need a vault door, right? So do we want to put the vault door on the side or on the front? I'm going to say front, because we come in right here to the front. So let's put our vault door back on there. Now, I always work with the hardest things first. Always do the hardest things, both in life and in game. Start with the hardest stuff. Like if you want to have a vault door, start with where you're going to put the vault door, right? Now, it's kind of floating there, which irritates me a little bit. So let's go ahead and see if we can just take this out and back this up a little bit and make it less floating. Right, there we go. Less floating. Nice. And let's try the vault door out. By the way, you need no power for the vault door. I feel someone's about to do something awesome. You sense that? Do you sense it? Who's going to be doing something awesome? We'll see. It's What's Up Gaming! Thanks so much for dropping the dragon hammer, crushing the follow button, and becoming part of the Kismet team. Welcome, welcome. Let's show them some love in the chat, everybody. Lots of love. Hello, Gob. Chewy says, you should put neon letters on the ground that say helipad. I know. I was thinking of that, Chewy. We're thinking on the same line. Having to sleep in shifts. Exactly. One bed divided by 10 settlers, 8 hours of sleep, 3 days between sleeps. Too bad. If they don't like it, they can move out. I'm going to build something awesome later. Because we got 2 beds. Where's the second one? The second one... Good. That's a good question. Where is the second one? Where is the second bed? That is a great question. It's around here. So I bet you there's a sleeping bag around here. Yep. I bet you that's what it is. I got a sleeping bag laying around on the ground somewhere. Good catch. Or there's one floating somewhere. Or the sleeping bag that's over here is still here. There's actually a place to sleep over on this side. Right down here. When you first come in, there's one right here. Oh! More maple bark we didn't get. Good question. That was a good catch. I didn't even see that myself. Who knows where it is? Could be anywhere. Could be underneath right here what we just built, for all I know. Huh. I guess we could find out by seeing where the people go, right? Oh, now you've intrigued me. Okay. Well, let's go to nighttime. Let's go to nighttime. And let's see where everybody goes. So when somebody's sleeping in this bed, that means that someone is sleeping in that other bed, wherever it is. And we're going to use our power armor to help us. So I'm going to go get my power armor. And I'll show you what I mean. Now, in my power armor, on my helmet, with the base game, you can actually go in and modify your helmet so it shows you the targeting HUD, which makes everything red. You're going to see that happen in just a second here. Hey, the courier, thanks for hanging out. A brilliant catch by Irmar there. Brilliant catch. It's going to show me everybody. Now, if somebody's laying down somewhere, that's going to be a dead giveaway that they're sleeping. Don't see it. Let's go another 2 hours. Right there. See? Right there. Ha ha ha. Look at how, look. See, I'm pretty smart. Come on, you got to give me. If you think that was pretty smart, throw one in the chat. Come on, look, I figured out how to solve the problem. Right there. Great chat. Great catch, by the way. Great catch. All right, come on out of there. Scrap that. Awesome catch. Like that. Good job.
Those uglies will think twice before messing with us again.
That was a pretty tricky way to find that, right? You look for someone who's sleeping. You get in your power armor. You use your power armor to look for anybody who's laying down from really far away. And boom, you found the extra bed. Because it's pretty hard to find something here in Spectacle Island. That would have been super hard to find had I just been running around. I probably would eventually run into it. But it's kind of hard to see even over there, right? Blends in. Cool. Let's go ahead and save. Now that we discovered that. Let's save. Actually, let's save until it's morning time. 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're good to go. Thank you. Thank you. Kiz, who's the DJ tonight? Really, there's no DJs tonight. I just see that Chewy and Ameridave are throwing stuff in there. But, hey, since it's Noah Boy's birthday, I'm going to let you guys throw some songs in there on Noah's behalf. But first, you have to say happy birthday to Noah in the chat, and then you can request a song. So there you go. Hello, USMC. Thanks for hanging out. All right. Let's see. Let's keep going. Why do I take my Fusion Core out, says What's Up Gaming. A fantastic and totally valid question. The reason why I take my Fusion Core out is because I've left mine there before. Left the Fusion Core in there. And I've had my settlers jump in my power armor and take off with it. Right? Whenever there was an attack. I've also had Trash Can Carla jump in my power armor and take off with it. I've had Raiders jump in my power armor and take off with it because I left my Fusion Cores in there. Now I take my Fusion Cores out every single time. Usually without fail, but sometimes I forget. So I try to take it out every single time so that no one takes off my power armor. Because if I have my power armor sitting here, all of a sudden something attacks, that guy is going to jump in my power armor and start to use it. And I don't want them in my power armor. You know why? Because I want to get into power armor. I don't want to have to go and tell them to get out of my power armor, right? or try to grab the pieces back from them, and then I have to get another power armor frame and whatnot to use that, and so on. Though eventually that would be kind of cool to have all of my people here. Now, since I can't do anything with this robot over here, it makes me tempted to just blast her. I can move her. I can command her. Oh. I can move her. Off to Boston Airport you go. You're sucking up my resources. Get out of here. Noah likes that one. So good. It's like a perfect song. Great one. Okay, let's keep building. So we got the vault door. Let's go ahead and check out the vault door. So we're coming in from the helipad. We run over here to the vault door. Oh, gonna need a ladder. Gonna need a ladder. Now, see how I bumped up against the edge? I want to be able just to run right up into it. Let's use some of my favorite stairwells, which are in the concrete kit. Use one of these little ones. Be nice enough if it snapped. There we go. Yeah, work on it later. Okay, so we've got our base here. We want to use this to pull stuff out of there. So let's see. Let's build. What happened to the big vault you made, said USFC. I know, huh? It's totally gone. We finished it. We finished it. We filled it in. We got down to, we had just like one more thing we could put down, and we had it completely done. And then we discovered something even more awesome than my giant vault that I built there, my mega vault, was that we can move wherever the vertibird lands. And the whole reason why I was building it all the way to the other side was because I wanted to run it from the workbench, but I also wanted to be by where the vertibird lands. But now that I have control over where the vertibird lands, by using the quick travel, thanks to Chewy and Vanquish, Barmist, was it? Oh, my brain. Who was it? I know it started with a B. Tell me again. So they told me to try the fast travel target to move where the vertibird lands. So now instead of the vertibird landing way over there, it's going to land right here. So I don't have to build this big long vault. I can build a cool towering vault, which is what I really wanted to build anyway, and then build out their rooms and all that stuff in there, and build this giant towering vault, which is going to be awesome once we get it done. But let's go to it. Let's go to it. Now, just to get started here, I have 141 floors, so I have plenty of floors. I'm going to go ahead and start building this out. Now, notice how it's not using any of my resources because we have stored all of these from the other vault that we built. The best thing to do is just get an idea of how big you want to build something at first. Get an idea of where you want to build it, how much space you're going to need. Don't embellish it. Don't work on the understructure of it. The stuff's going to be floating, right? It's floating. It's okay. Leave it floating until you get it the way you want it, and then come back and work on the stuff underneath. Or not. It's your vault. You can do whatever you want. Leave it floating if you want. Right? Right. I can't leave it floating. It drives me crazy when it's floating. But you're welcome to do whatever you want. Welcome to do whatever you want. So there we go. Hey, kids, how you been doing today? Awesome, Cryptic King. We have discovered some amazing stuff today, just like we discovered some amazing stuff for the Contraptions Workshop and also the vault-tec stuff yesterday. And then, of course, the day before and the day before, the stream before that. We've learned a lot. So we spent about 4 days building this giant vault only to discover a better way, which is good. We want a better way of doing what we're doing. So I also want to go in here and I want to be able to pull stuff out of the workbench. So we're going to utilize our vacuum hopper. Let's get it going on. Now, it'd be awesome if you could put the vacuum hopper in there. Now, one of the things you want to look out for is putting the vacuum hopper too low. If you put the vacuum hopper too low, it's not going to work. Now, let's go ahead and put our power back down. And I'll probably just keep it off to the side here. Oops. Boom, right there. It's going to give us a whole bunch of power. Now, to use that power right there, by the way, all we need to do is build a wall or attach a thing to the wall. Go back down here. Like that. Now the power is going to go through here. It's going to run through the floor, all these floorings here to this wall. I don't have to run conduits. I don't have to run lines. I don't have to do all of that. What I can do is just go into power, into switches, use this incredibly awesome thing from the new vault-tec workshop, the vault power conduit, which basically pulls it right out of the wall. And then now we have power. And I can just hit spacebar and run it right from there to the vacuum hopper. Let's see if it works. It don't work. Why doesn't it work? Let's move it closer. Not working. Why does it not work? The reason why it doesn't work is because it's not up high enough. If I had it up higher, like right here, then it would work. Right? So let's go ahead and take that out. And we discovered a fantastic way to keep the vacuum hopper separate from the rest of the conveyor belt. And this is a big thanks to Kidney Killer for this idea as well. What we did is we decided we're going to go in, get the manufacturing, get the conveyor belts. We're going to just use a basic conveyor belt. We're going to put it right here. Now here's what's going to happen. This is not actually going to sit up here, right? That's not going to sit on top of there. But we know a way around it. Watch this. We learned a lot of awesome stuff, by the way, building that other vault. So we're going to go ahead and put our conveyor here. Somebody's about to do something awesome. Who's going to do that? Jeezy! Thanks so much for dropping the Dragon Hammer, crushing the follow button, and becoming part of the Kismet team. Welcome, welcome. So what we're going to do is we're going to use an angled platform to raise up the vacuum hopper. Boom! Now that was my idea, by the way. That was my idea, but watch what you can do with the conveyor belt now. You can then get one of these base conveyor belts and run it underneath here so it looks totally legit. Oh, actually, let's use the half one. So half one, and then a full one. Now look, it looks like the vacuum hopper is sitting on top of one of the conveyor belts. How cool is that? Then what it's going to do is it's going to pull stuff out of the workbench and run it along the conveyor here. And we're going to just test it out real quick and try to disconnect it before it goes too far. Right there, look. It pulled that stuff right out of the workbench because we put it at the right height. That is how you make a mega sorter. So I'm going to use that to pull it out of the workbench. I think that's a pretty good start. Going to take that away. Now, how can we do this? Let's do a half one. I want to go this way. I think I'm going to put the sorter this way. That way. Take that away. And then put our sorters down. Oh, yeah. Like it, like it. So it comes in, goes around the corner, goes into here. I got 3 on that side. And these can be my armor on this side. And then they're going to go to a container. Oh, I'm liking that. Oh, like it. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell it to go across to the other side. I need a corner. Now we're just testing right now. We're not doing anything permanent. We're just getting an idea of what we want. Oh, I can feel this is going to come out better already. I'm liking it. Look, I can put all the sorters right here. That's cool. Then maybe put my... then put that on the outside, and then put my vendors right here on the first floor. Look how much we would just reduce the space. Pretty cool. Hey, Wolf. We rebuilding the Mega Vault. Vault 45. Oh, I like this. I like it. Way better. Takes up a very little amount of space. Less structure I have to build to make it work. And it's all in one little spot right here. Boom. Liking it. How many sorters did we have last time? I can't remember. I can't remember how many sorters we had. But luckily, I have it on video. Speaking of that, let me go ahead and stop the video real quick here for this playthrough, and then I'm going to start another video for the rest.